Okay, guys, well, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Star Master this evening, because tonight we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign playing Paizo Publishing's awesome science fantasy RPG, Starfinder. And with me tonight, playing through their Attack of the Swarm adventure path, are the stars of the Attack of the Swarm campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and I guess that's it. You're all the same. Oh no, what level are you currently? I suppose. First up, we've got Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Radgarius Bone Voss, who is a Crush Ball player and a level 1 nanocyte. Oh, and he's a Vesk.
Very nice. Next up is our resident armor smith, Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave. I'm playing Nikaralos, also known as Knickknacks. She's a Lashunta spacefarer mechanic. So,
nice.
Also the one.
And last but certainly not least, making his triumphantly return from his sick leave, is John.
Hey everyone, I'm John. I'm playing Zilmechtik. He is a Shirin, which is a telepathic rebel bug person that broke away from the swarm long ago. And he is a battle medic / biohacker is his class.
Very nice. All right, guys. So John wasn't able to join us for the last session. So why don't you guys tell John what he missed? And I'm happy to use some visual aids to assist you here, guys, where I can.
The last thing Zilmetric remembers is the tunneling bug things that tried to eat his face.
Yes.
Yes. So we had, at the end of the session prior, we had heard that there was an attack on the main city.
Yep.
And we were told to head to a highway.
Yep.
To link up with the rest of the soldiers in the area and I guess kind of reorganize ourselves. So we set out, and did we fight something along the way, Jeff?
Yeah, we fought some more of those bugs, didn't we?
I thought we fought 4 of those right at the barricade when we got to the highway.
Once you got to the highway, you guys spoke to Major Jalmarak again.
Right.
And then he directed you to an emplacement to try and hold back the swarm. The city of Brno, the capital of Suskalon, had fallen. While you guys were waiting there, Bones saw a skyscraper, the Skybridge Tower, that he routinely saw at one end of his stadium collapse, and there were swarms of SDF air superiority vehicles and swarm fighting over the city like an angry hornet's nest.
So while we were setting up barricades, after we talked to Major Jalmarak, we had something crash down on us from the sky. One of the spaceports had been taken out, and Knickknacks failed a crucial role and was, I can't remember what it was, like frightened or something like that, shaken for quite some time. And then we fought 4 more of those pests. And then we were told to abandon our barricade and head for Fort
Gallant.
Fort Gallant, which was on the other side of the river. So we were going to have to cut across land and then cross a bridge to get to Fort Gallant. So we booked her, and we had the swarm chasing us the whole way. We could kind of almost feel them on the back of our neck. And then a white hawk, or a snowstorm of major proportions, makes Winterpeg Manasnoba look small, was coming at us. And so we were trying to stay out of the snowstorm, trying to keep ahead of the swarm, and we saw a body that was badly mutilated. And lucky for us, we made a successful perception roll, because we ended up fighting a nasty Suskalon brush stalker.
Right.
And then grabbed a backpack off the corpse and kept motoring. Got ourselves to the bridge, and there was cars all strewn over the bridge and bodies, and we ended up fighting some flying creatures, the flying bugs, which had some kind of magical abilities to make us frightened and flee, as well as these little not pincers, like darts, with magic darts that they could fire out at us.
They were vicious.
Yeah. We were able to take those guys out, and just as we took them out, we were starting to take a rest, or we were just finishing our like a 10-minute rest, and we heard over the comms again that they were going to blow the bridge that we were on. So we had to grab our stuff and run. We made it. We actually talked them on the comms and told them to hold off, but they said there wasn't a lot of time because the swarm was right behind us. So we raced across the bridge, and then just as we were getting to the edge of the bridge, the swarm got in sight, and they started a barrage from the other end of the river onto the bridge, trying to keep the swarm at bay. And we dove, and the bridge started to explode.
Yep. So that is where we're bringing Jill in. Jill, why don't you give us your reflex save, please?
We're diving for the edge. We're diving for cover. You can do it.
No, it can't.
All right. That means you take 8 points of damage.
How many?
That puts me at 0 health then. See,
Why does it put you at 0 health?
Because I'm at 4. And no, stamina. Never mind.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Stamina first. Do we have any hero points or anything like that in this game?
Yes, you guys now have 3 points of Astonishing Fortune for the session. And then, guys, what we are going to open up with, that is an excellent summary, Dave. Thank you very much for that. Our session opens, once again, right in the heat of things. So what we can see is perfect blackness. And the first sound that comes is a sound of ringing. And then there is muffled voices. And what you can hear, Knickknacks, is a voice saying, "It's okay, it's okay, just stand still, I'll administer this." And why don't you give us a 1d8 roll there, Dave? Let's get some dice rolling right away here. Nice. You gasp as you regain 8 hit points.
Oh. I don't know if I have any hit points.
A medic. Yeah, you have 0 hit points right now.
So that would get 6? 8 out of 10? Okay.
8. Yep, that's right. Okay. And what you can see is there is another SDF trooper, a medic, from the markings on his shoulder, his arm, who's administering you can see an empty vial of a Mark 1 serum. And you open up and you see Jill and Rad. I think Jill is just inspecting Bone, because Bone is looking a little banged up as well, too. None of you guys got through that jump without problems. You look back, and where there once was this massive standing bridge, and John, this was, and it was full of debris and whatnot, but this is the illustration I was using to get you an idea of how big and whatnot the bridge is.
Yeah, it's like a freeway.
Yeah.
Completely destroyed. All of the things, the support structures and whatnot, have all fallen down into the river 100 feet below, leaving just even the far side of the Dathamar River Dethamar, forgive me, is completely lost in the swirling snow and the plume of debris from the bridge being blown. Each of you can still feel the force of that explosion in your back teeth. Like it's just the shockwave of it hit your whole body. As you're getting yourself up, the Knickknacks, as your hearing begins to come back, you can hear some of the soldiers are talking to Bone and to Jill, and they're confirming, they're like, "I can't believe you guys are from the 5th? We thought you guys were all wiped out. And we thought when Brenoa fell that you all fell as well." You came all that way overland?
Yeah.
Were we not supposed to? We were ordered to, yes.
Well then.
And I have this like thing that the major gave me. Do I have to give this to somebody?
Look down, and let's see here. Let me just move you over to the thing we were using. Let me go for Fort Gallant.
You glory medallion of glory.
That is the soldiers look down there, and one of them whistles, and it's like, where'd you get that from? Looks like some private is already trying to earn herself a medal, eh? And everyone kind of laughs. And the medic leans in.
Gave it to me before he passed.
And there's sort of a bit of a hush that at the mention of his name. And one of them says, "Did you were serving with Gelda Marak?"
We were serving with him, and he had taken out at least 20 dusters, and there was a pile of bodies around him, and he was wounded badly. He didn't even accept any of our aid. He passed this to us, told us to keep trudging along, and when we left him there, all we heard was sounds of fighting until we were too far away.
So everyone kind of stops and looks down. There's a bit of a heavy silence that hangs in the air. You can hear the background, like there's the sound of a fairly busy army camp and refugee camp going. There's the sound of kids. There's the sound of the roar of military aircraft. And then the medic kind of leans in and says, "If he gave it to you, I think that he intended for you to have it then." He puts his hand up, gets you to stand up. I don't know if any of your any other members of the 5th got here before the bridge blew, but I'm sure and they sort of point past the barricades, and there's a guy who, another, a human as well too, dark-skinned, who is talking to, looks like he's giving instructions to 2 different squads. He says, "That over there, that's Lieutenant Gorham."
Are we going to call ourselves Midnight Squad or Chatty Squad? I'm kind of...
I vote for Midnight Squad.
All right. It sounds cooler, but Chatty Squad might, live on a little longer in the memory of
Gelda
fallen
Marak.
Major.
If you check in with Lieutenant Gorham, I'm sure he can help you figure out where you need to be. Congratulations. And she kind of, they all sort of tap you. And you guys have a moment before or they've gone back to sort of guarding the what do you call it? Not the barricade, but the gun emplacements, guard posts, I guess. And yeah, you guys have an opportunity to look around, and it looks like this is a fairly hastily assembled. What would be the correct word for it? Hastily assembled fort. There are walls in here, but they seem to have been thrown up fairly quickly. There's not a... That doesn't look... You would be surprised if there was a blueprint for how this place was supposed to be laid out. And it looks like there are more people than what this place was intended to accommodate. So I think like what Major Gelda Marak mentioned about his superiors misjudging the rate at which the swarm was going to advance across Suskalon. It seems like the planning put in here is consistent with that underestimation. So, you guys have a moment to yourselves.
I don't know about you two, but I feel like I need some shut-eye. And my suit is getting really chilly right now.
Yes.
Can't even believe we're here.
We're in the capital city, right, Bernoa?
No, that's been destroyed.
Oh. Zill gets like a little twitchy in the antenna, and he leans in and says, I heard some stuff about Bernoa and what would happen if it fell. Don't know if it's true or not, but rumor has it the higher-ups are planning to carpet bomb the entire continent if the city falls.
What?
Holy crap. That's what you heard?
That's what I heard.
Wasn't one of those. Oh, man.
They say we should change their mind.
Well, yeah, we got to evac if that's the case.
They must have a plan to evac people if they're going to carpet bomb the continent.
Well, from what I heard, even if civilians or soldiers are caught in the blast, they plan on going through with it. They're that serious about stopping the swarm.
I'm no defector, but I'm not going to sit here and get bombed out just so that they can.
Perhaps we should seek options for off-world, just in case.
Yeah. We should check in first, and then I don't know. I need to like recharge my suit and maybe get some shut-eye. But
Yes.
we could always do that on a shuttle
Yes.
the hell out of here.
We should check in with the guard captain.
Yeah.
So as you guys make your way past the seemingly hastily erected walls of Fort Gallant, you can see, I think that there's a lot of soldiers who may, based on what you've said, who may be wearing the same feelings more openly. There's, a bunch of younger guys with 1,000-yard stares who, had their faces are covered with dust and whatnot, blood in some cases. There's certainly more than a few. You pass by one soldier who seems to be sort of unsteadily walking around on what looks to be a new cybernetic leg, trying to get his bearing back and forth with, two other SDF members sort of giving him shit or teasing him about the way he's walking. And you can also see there are hundreds of civilians that have sort of, they've got tents and whatnot that are set up in this brutal cold. And you would guess that maybe 30% of them have appropriate clothing. The rest are sort of either like they've got layers of clothing on trying to stave off the cold from the dead winter, or they're just standing there shivering. There's more than a few of them that you can see are likewise seemingly insensate to the cold and the surroundings. The other disconcerting thing that you sort of realize is, I think, Zill, you might be the one who has the highest intelligence, so it didn't take you long to quickly do the math, and like, there is way more civilians here than there are soldiers. So, as you make your way over to the lieutenant, the Gorham is like I said, a human, darker skinned, with it looks like he hasn't shaved in probably about a week. So it's not a proper beard that has grown in, but it's enough to sort of cover it. He's got some kind of like almost like powder burns on one side of his face. And he looks over at the three of you and says, "All right, soldiers, where are you?" And then he kind of recognizes your, what do you call it, the indicia on your armor. And he's like, "Wait a minute, you're from the 5th, aren't you?"
That's right, sir.
In that squad.
Well, hell, did you just get in?
Yeah, the bridge explosion did not kill us.
Yeah,
hell.
you're close, though.
You were on that thing when it went. Well, I'm glad to hear that you are living up to the name of the famous 5th. Then he kind of hits you on the shoulder. You didn't lose any squad members across the bridge?
We have some unaccounted for, but they're hardy. I'm sure they'll be here.
They're just a little late today.
Yeah. He looks, back in the direction of the bridge, and he says, "Were they on the other side of the Death of Mar?"
No, they were with us. They're probably still being pulled out of the rubble.
Well, I hope so, because it's 40 miles in either direction if they intend on trying to get across the Dethamar otherwise. Listen, if you are in... there aren't many other members of the 5th who are as lucky as you guys. You're the first ones I've heard of have made it through.
Yes,
if you made it out...
all night.
Well, soldiers, I don't doubt that you're going to want some rack time before you... And you can see, I think those of you who have been in the military long enough kind of... You realize what his thought process is like, your unit's gone, so you're going to have to be reabsorbed into, or like reassigned to a different unit. You guys may be, recent additions to the SDF, so I don't know whether you guys have an association with the specific, like the 5th Battalion, but the esprit de corps or the pride of a specific unit is very much the case in the SDF as it is in like our real world thing. So I don't know how much in the limited time that you guys went through boot camp and then were thrown into the fray, how much of that esprit de corps you guys took in on yourself. But I mean, you can definitely see that on Knickknack's badge, it has the markings of the 5th on it. So he did. The reason I mentioned that is because that's the implication of what's going to happen to you guys, but he has the wherewithal to not say it out loud to you. You know, if you were to guess, it's the feeling of loss of your entire unit or your entire battalion is enough, and it need not be rubbed in after marching, for 24 hours straight, or 26 hours as far as the Susquehanna day goes. He says, I don't doubt you're going to want some rack time, but Commander Najiri has asked to receive situation reports directly from all new arrivals immediately. Let me take you to her right now, and you can get that done and get yourself some rest.
Sure.
And he says it in a gentle way, but obviously, I mean, he's a officer, so he turns and walks, waiting for, expecting that you guys are going to follow along after him.
I guess we will, yeah.
Yeah, Zill looks at the other two, and his eyes do like this different blink, like he's sleepy, and says, "Nah," and follows after.
Okay. So as you guys are making your way along, you see much of the same. One of the things, as I've described, a lot of civilians, and this is not, unfortunately, only just comfortable, relaxing civilians. There are fights you can see that are breaking up between them, and it's groups big enough to like where there are a big enough crowd where people are fighting that the soldiers look substantially outnumbered. The pressure seems to be riding pretty high in Fort Gallant. You're led to one of the only two-story structures within the walls of the fort, and brought up a small external metal staircase. This is the type of prefabricated building that the SDF throws up as need be. And outside there's a placard that says Commander General Darkeen. You will note that the person that he said he was taking you to was Commander Najiri.
Do I know of a Darkeen?
Why don't you give us... you don't have the profession soldier skill, right?
I do not have a rank in it. No.
Okay. So why don't you just give us a society check, please?
You mean culture?
Culture, yes. I'm thinking PF2. Nice. Yeah, you've heard of him. So he... Yeah, he was the one who was in charge of the... Forgive me, where is it here? This is 3rd Battalion. He was the commander of 3rd Battalion.
Okay.
And as the... actually, no, he would have been attached to 3rd Battalion, but he would have been a commander. He's a general, so he would have been... in command of more than just that. You know the guy. by reputation at least, because if you were working, I think that you said that Jill was working in like military, some kind of military medical capacity before.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Medicine and genetics.
Right. Okay.
Zilla, his antennas will twitch a little bit, and he'll telepathically let his two party members know what he knows about the commander.
So as the door is thrown open from the second story office, the first thing that hits your senses is the stink of antiseptic, and you can hear the sound of a woman's voice kind of grit and grunt in pain. Mm-hmm. What you can see is that there is a human woman inside who looks like this. No, hold on.
How did you do that, Sil?
Do what?
That's kind of...
Are you not telepathic, Lashanta?
So this is the woman who I'm about to describe for you. She is sitting on a desk, and the desk and the floor beneath is an absolute mess of blood and gauzes that are stained with it. There are two SDF medics that are holding her, and you can see her left leg. Most of the muscle and flesh has been ripped to shreds, and the bone is clearly visible. The wound looks fairly recent, but there's... why don't you each give us a perception check, please?
The Zill's immediate instinct is to rush forward and see what he can do to help.
Okay. All right. So you rush forward, and as you do, the woman at the desk looks up and she doesn't speak. Unfortunately, she can't. It's all she can do to not scream. She gestures towards you like an officer of like, stand right there, and unless you disobey her order, I'm going to assume you stop.
Yeah, he'll freeze and his antenna will twitch, and he'll respond, yes, ma'am.
So you do a quick look around, Jill, and you can see there is a, not bog standard, but not much better than bog standard cyber leg that is sitting next, like propped up on against the desk. You sort of can tell what's going to happen here. If you want to help out, you likely have more expertise here.
Yes, his actual study is cyber medicine, so he'll step over, move over, and go for it. Awesome.
So I can assist with medicine too.
Yeah, because you're closer to an actual doctor than what these two medics are. So I'm picturing that you guys, Bone, tell me if I got this wrong, John, but Bone and Knickknacks, you don't actually hear anything because Zill's communicated with him telepathically, but they both sort of look over. Zill gets in there, and then what you see, you look up at her. Do you have anything that is an analgesic on you, Zill?
What?
A painkiller.
I've only got my basic boosters and inhibitors.
Let's do this then. Why don't we this will be color for it, but you grab one of your vials, and you're like, hold on, and because she's about to bite down on the grip of a survival knife as they're about to go to town to surgically remove her leg.
Well, I could hit her with my cyber medicine booster, which increases her healing by half again, in case we need to attach it quickly.
I think the more pressing thing right now is the pain, because you're about to remove her leg.
Oh.
So let's just I don't need to worry about. I'm fine with it being just a narrative thing. You don't need to make use of one of your uses of your ability. You shake a little vial, and you guys can hear because Jill, I think that part of your bedside manner training was that non-Shirin, they like to be reassured out loud. So he maybe says, there will be a bit of a pinch, and he applies this something to her. She kind of stretches her leg, and then Jill picks up this laser scalpel and, like a fine artist, removes the leg with, forgive the expression, surgical precision. As soon as it's removed, you take it, and then John, why don't you give us a medicine check here?
Okay, this goes badly. I'm going to use my cumulative ability to re-roll it.
Yeah.
So
Is there a ability to aid in this game?
There is. You kind of have to give me a reason for why.
That's
if
good.
you're, and for this one, you normally need to be trained to help.
Oh, right.
Yeah, unless like something like athletics, anybody can throw their back into something, but like a specialized thing, it's sort of like it's easier if you just let me do it myself, kind of thing.
Yeah,
and that's a pretty good roll.
Zill's antennas twitch slightly nervously as he tries to recall human biology, and is like, okay, here we go.
Okay, and then you. I think that on why don't you give us an engineering check as well too? I just want to see how the interface goes. Now you've got a couple ways of re-rolling, right? Don't you have a Sheeran way of?
Yes, I call it my communalism ability right here. Let's re-roll.
Okay.
Let's try that.
I don't know if you're.
I can take the better of those. So
I don't know if you're connecting that right,
Yeah.
Zill. I might not be a doctor, but
Okay. Yeah. That is something where Knickknacks could help. Why don't you give us a roll there, Knickknacks? Okay. So you're getting this thing in, and I think it's as you said, John. Like you're like trying to remember. Maybe it's the way that the the nervous system of a Sheeran or swarm-related creature. That's just sort of what you had in your mind. And Knickknacks sort of steps in. And is like, I mean, look, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but if you have it on this,
Knickknack is slightly telepathic as well, right, Lashantazar?
they are, yeah.
Yeah, he could reach out telepathically and kind of steer me as I seem like I don't know what I'm doing.
Now, I think it's different kinds of Lashunta, and I'm not sure if Dave is the kind that does that. He does have Dave's. Like, Lashuntas do have a way of reaching out. You do detect thoughts once per day. Oh, you have limited telepathy as well. Yeah. So, yeah, it's without speaking a word, but with their antennae kind of twitching back and forth, Bone, you see Jill and Knickknacks work together to get this completely done.
You see Zill look back like he's like, "Are you sure?" But he doesn't say anything, and it's okay.
Okay. So once she gets this thing on, she stops, and then the like surgical assistants, one of the medics hands you a Mark 1 serum to apply to her.
Okay.
Okay.
And he'll look at it real quick, and then he'll like, I'm going to boost it to increase the healing by 50%, and just
Nice. So she gets that on, and then stands up, and she kind of wobbles back and forth on the leg for a moment.
It may take a few moments for the neurons to interface with the nanites.
Okay. And she steps back and forth, and the look on her face is a bit surprised, and the medics are also sort of like, holy shit. I'm not sure that the medics have ever witnessed someone take to a cyber limb as fast as what Commander Najiri is because of your combined efforts, guys. So she steps back and forth, and she looks up. Well, I suppose now is the time when I ask your name, soldiers, so I can thank you.
Zilmetric, previous 5th Division.
And you, ma'am?
hey, Carlos, 5th Division, Midnight Squad.
Fifth. You're from the 5th Battalion. She looks over.
5th Battalion, sorry.
And you, soldier?
Me, I'm Radagarius, boss, ma'am.
Oh, she sits down, and then she reaches across on the desk and grabs a flask, puts it open, and she looks at you, Jill, and says, I kind of like, can I?
He does a little quick mental math. He's like, it should help with the pain.
I'll take that as a doctor's prescription. Swings the drink back.
The nanites will make sure your organs don't fail.
The two medics sort of look at each other like, wait, what?
It's a joke, humans.
She hands the flask to you, Jill, first, and says, well, then welcome.
Is it whiskey?
5th Battalion, are you from across... You just crossed the Deathamar, then?
It was a long day of marching, and the bridge exploded.
Well, I caught that. I may have been hurt, but... And she gestures the leg, and you can hear the servos whining a little bit.
Oh, it caught you a little bit more than it caught us.
Now, it wasn't the bridge that did this. It was one of those those little buggers from the swarm. This damn thing snuck up on me and got my leg.
Was it the tunneler?
It's one of the tunnelers, yeah.
I hate those bastards. Almost ate my face.
Well, then I suppose we got you remembered your training, because I can still see you've got a face.
Voss saved my life.
Okay, soldier.
Zill's kind of blunt. He doesn't accept undue praise.
Well, the gesture, she scratches her head, says the commander general's dead, and his second died of his wounds a few hours ago. So I'm what's left of the command structure. I am Commander Hadia Najiri. I apologize for the blood. Our field medic didn't survive the ambush, so you can smell, Zill, that there's the smell of infection in the leg. Like, the reason the leg needed to come is because of an infection. It looks like these wounds would have been several hours old and just did not get the treatment that was needed. Now, why don't you tell me, please, what happened? What brought you here? And you guys don't need to recap it. Is there anything from what we did in the recap that you are not including in your summary?
I can't think of anything.
No, but I think we're going to have to include, what we had told the other sergeant or whatever about Major Jaldamarak, because that needs to be recorded.
Yeah, you can see the expression on her face tells you that she knew Jaldamarak. And then she says,
we don't know necessarily that but he was alone and stood his ground against the swarm, so.
Truth told, I think he may have wanted to have gone. He fought in the first swarm invasion back when he was part with the Beskarium's military. I don't know what he saw then, but I get the sense that he always wanted to. And she kind of trails off.
Go down swinging.
Precisely. She takes the flask back from me and takes another swig. Then we are trying to now that we've got the bridges down, we're going to take a day or two to regroup, and then see if we get orders and go from there. I don't know what the command structure's position is. I know that the president is still alive, but we don't have any orders as of yet. For now, it's hold and hope the swarm can't swim the Deathamar.
I think Knickknacks is going to talk to Zill telepathically and say, "No orders." That doesn't sound good. If you were going to bomb a place, you wouldn't be giving out wasting time with a bunch of orders for people that you're not going to save.
No, and you wouldn't share that information with the third in command. It's usually the top. She may not know.
So, she looks up at you, Bone. Soldier, your face looks familiar.
I do a little side pose. Crushball fan, perchance?
Yeah, you're the offside tackle, weren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I know. The Brno. What do you think your team name was? The Brnoa Bombers.
Yeah, maybe. I like the Bombers. That's good.
Okay. I figured a little CFL content, our Canadian content, is now satisfied for the year.
Yeah.
So that's right. Yeah. What? This would have been your 6th season with the Bombers.
Yeah, it was. So sad situation.
Indeed. It is. Well, you get the sense as well that she is not running the same tight ship that Major Gerald Marak was doing. So if you do have any other questions, you can feel free to ask her. She's not asked you to stand at attention. She's let you, she's keeping it informal, as it were.
Sir, would they be giving us orders if we were crucial to the plan, sir?
Plan. Private, I think you're giving more credit to the state of the command structure. I've just seen myself field promoted over the course of the last few hours. I can't tell you who I'm reporting to right now, other than knowing that the news vids are saying the president is still alive. Or at least what's getting through. If we had orders, they'd be coming through.
Right. And if we were not really that important, they wouldn't give us orders, right?
What's your concern, Private? Speak plainly.
Sil, you heard it.
Well, medics hear many things in the course of treating patients, but this one's ears heard that should the capital fall, the higher-ups were planning on carpet bombing the entire continent. Civilians and soldiers
She shakes her
alike.
head. And she says, Private, if they had access to carpet bombs, do you think they would not have done that while they were taking the southern continent?
That is a very good point.
Here's a first lesson. Unless it comes from in the chain of command, you could ignore it as gossip. There's two things you can be sure of for the enlisted ranks. One of them is STDs. The other thing is rumors. And I can't tell you which one of them undercuts morale more.
Noted. I'll act as though I never heard it.
The things are rocky right now, but the SDF lands on their feet. You understand? And she's sort of up and on that leg, standing at her full leg, or her full, height. I don't think she's taller than any of you guys, to be honest.
My fault, sir. Lip sealed. Hear no more of this.
Soldier, you've been on your feet. If you marched all the way here from Bernoa, nonstop, then Soldier, you've been on your feet for more than a day. To say you're on fumes is giving more credence to your tank.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Calculations, we did half a shift in the waste, and then we had to walk here.
The
we had a night shift.
Swarm gave the SDF a bloody nose. There's no sense in denying it. But we ain't down. You understand, soldiers?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, she looks over at, there's another kind of aide de camp who's with her as well, too. I've arranged for 1,000 credits to be, and she hands out these engraved, a metallic order form engraving, 1,000 UPB credits for each of you. We've got a quartermaster in here, and it's a Yasaki named Jankser. If you go see him, you can resupply. I see Lieutenant Gorham brought you in here. Gorham will find, the lieutenant will find you a rack where you can get some sleep, you can recharge your armor, and you can get a chance to rest up. We'll find something for you to get back, or we'll find a way for you to get back in the fight soon, soldiers. But for now, you rest up and you catch your breath.
Yes, ma'am.
And she leans in to both Nick Naxon and Jill, and you don't listen to any gossip. That kind of stuff is going to be poison, especially with so many civilians around.
Yes, they're already fighting.
It's because they're scared. They're scared and they're feeling helpless.
They're only going to tenderize themselves for the swarm.
She looks at you. Soldier, maybe it's best if you keep your own thoughts to yourself from now on.
He doesn't say this out loud, but I think Knick-Knack picks it up. It's like it's so hard when you're telepathic.
Okay, so she looks at Knick-Knacks and looks at you, Bone. She says, I trust you can keep that one from talking like that around the civilians.
Do our best, ma'am.
Then, and she moves her leg back and forth, and she says, well, Doctor, you may have shit for bedside manner, but you're one hell of a physician.
Not a doctor yet, ma'am.
Then
I'm just winging it.
Gorman, show them to their homes, and he, salutes her. And unless there's anything else you guys wish to say, Commander Najiri will go back to whatever she is working on and leave you to get settled into your new home.
Sweet.
Now, as you guys are walking out, you've got the those credits in your hand. As soon as you guys walk out the door, remember there's that exterior metal staircase that's leading down. Well, you can see kind of waiting near the foot of the stairs are 3 of the soldiers from the 3rd Battalion who you met near the entrance. And you can see one of them is holding a small footlocker. And as you guys come down, the medic who treated you, Knick-Knacks, says, all right, soldiers, and they all salute you. We we did a quick look around, or ask around for us, and if the Fightin' Fifth has made its way to Fort Gallant, we figured, and to gesture forward to you and hand the footlocker, you may be in need of some supplies in order to pick up the fight again.
Fighting Fifth is always happy to keep going. Thanks for your help.
They all nod at you. They hand the, I guess, Bone, maybe you're the one who's got free hands because of your nanites.
Yeah.
They hand you the box, and then you can see Gorham has a look in his face of like he's proud of them. And he says, let's go this way, soldiers. They lead you into a long, like a prefab tent kind of thing. It's like a tent that has had the structure tightened, as it were. Oh, look at this. Another soldier is just right here in time. And well before halftime, unless... Yeah, nice. Go. Let me grab...
So it looks like they did recover one of our allies from the rubble.
Yeah. I think dusting off, you can see Briz. Let's see here. Oh, I gotta let go. George into Zoom. Hello.
Hello.
So I think what as you guys are making your way across the the field of to get to the barracks where you guys will be staying in Fort Gallant, you can see sitting outside with a cigarillo in his mouth is a familiar face.
You're back.
Briz, you made it. We weren't sure if they're going to dig you out of the rubble.
I think you and Briz have been separated ever since that, ever since Brunoa fell.
You're still alive, I see.
Yep.
Good news. For once.
So the long and the short of what's happened, Briz, is that after you got the call from the news to fall back to Highway 12 because Brunoa was under attack, you guys made the hike back, and then while you found Brunoa just being torn apart by the swarm, and a space dock fell from orbit, and then its fusion engine blew up, creating a massive cloud. You got lost in that swarm. And then you have hiked 40 miles, I believe, to get to... No, 24 miles. 24 miles to get to this bridge across the river. They just finished blowing the bridge. and this is the first you're seeing of your fellow squad mates since you got here.
And was I aware of what they were up to before I arrived?
I think that you, knowing the dangers that you've crossed, that you've encountered, with this swarm at your heels for almost like you basically marched for an entire 24-hour period.
Right.
There's a White Hawk that hit at one point, but you managed to get here before them. It's not through any fault of either of you guys that you found yourself separated, but you're all back together now. This is just a handy way for us to not have to, go through everything that you went through, and then also it gives us, who knows what the fuck Briz was up to during that 24-hour period.
He's not saying.
Yeah. Nice.
All we care is you made it here.
Yeah, and he has a pack of cigarillos he didn't have before he left.
Yeah, it's something that you got from one of the soldiers of the 3rd. So what the other thing is the 5th Battalion has apparently been decimated. When Brinoa fell, the battalion took the brunt of the swarm attack. The 3rd Battalion is the one that is in charge here. You have also been debriefed by Commander Hadia Najiri.
Huh?
I mean, maybe Hadia Najiri. I'm pronouncing it terribly. But in any event, they've gone through the same briefing with her. Seems like a pretty no-nonsense thing. When you saw her last, her leg was an absolute wreck.
Okay.
So, you guys head in. You can see that Bone is also carrying a big metal footlocker that's got the markings of the 3rd on it, 3rd Battalion.
And our sergeant was wiped out? Or no, he wasn't a sergeant. He was a...
Major?
Major Marak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He held the line for us, so we could get to the bridge and then across. And he gave me this, and Knickknack shows this medallion of glory that he's got. That it's inspiring.
So, you guys are led into the barracks. Lieutenant Gorham says, take a bunk. There's a bunch of bunk beds that are set up in here. And you're going to have a chance to catch your breath. Briz, you've also got a metal slate for, a metallic order form with an allowance of 1,000 UPBs that you've also been told you can cash in at the quartermaster. This tent, the fort itself seems to be, it has members, surviving members of the 3rd Battalion, the SDS 3rd Battalion in it, but it is probably for every soldier, you've got 9 civilians. There is a huge civilian refugee population that is taking refuge in here as well. And the fort itself is really a generous way of just describing something that has been thrown up with prefab structures and walls and whatnot to try and hold the line, as it were. There is only 1 or 2 two-storied structures that are in here. So as you guys make your way in, you set the footlocker down in front of one of the beds, open it up. I'm assuming, Bone?
Absolutely.
And what you see inside is a detonator, which I think is a trigger explosives with a timer, a motion trigger, which is it's in here. Let me tell you what that does.
I'm putting this in the party loot.
Nice. Oh, thanks, Steve.
Great.
And then we're going to have to divvy that shit up because...
Here we go. Motion trigger is a single-use device resembling a small cone, and it's attached to a specific package of explosives. When the motion trigger is set, a process that takes 1 minute, and the package of explosives is placed within a 5-foot square, the motion trigger sets off the explosives the next time a creature enters the 5-foot square. Yeah, so that's it.
I saw those. I think I saw those in the rock once.
Okay, you also see there are 3 Mark 1 frag grenades and 1 Mark 1 incendiary grenade. There's also a note sitting inside, scrawled on the back of, it looks like the package from the MRE, and it says, "Blast some Vexers for us."
Nice.
So,
Thank you, third.
Request approved.
and you guys get another point of Astonishing Fortune.
Nice.
Your squad is now 4. So, what would you guys like to do next then?
Rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are like? This is like long rest, right? Like overnight rest. We're gonna sleep.
This will be an overnight rest. Yep.
Like a 10-minute burst, and then we're gonna head back on the road.
Oh, goodness.
Zach, you'll be spending your last resolve to get your stamina back. Briz, we spent your 1 point of resolve assuming you were going to get your resolve back, so that's why you're down by 1.
Well, that's great. Yeah, I would have done that.
Okay, so how does the long rest work in this game?
So here's the way it works, is that with a full night's sleep, you will get all your resolve points back. You will get all of your... Let's see here. I think you get all your stamina points back too, but let's double check. Hit points and stamina points, okay. Yes, up to once per day, you can take 8 hours of uninterrupted rest. You gain back all of your stamina points, all of your resolve points, and the amount of hit points depends on treatment, I believe. Let's see here. Where's medicine? Okay. I think you can do... So it does take a day or more with a medical lab or a medical bay to try and give hit points to do long-term care and double the rate of recovery. So that's actually not really possible here. However, the medics will supply enough Mark 1 serums to restore you to full hit points. The medics will come by and get you guys topped up. So everyone's going to have full resolve,
Awesome.
full stamina, and full hit points.
Great.
Some advantage to being in the military.
Yeah. As you guys are resting this evening too, like what are you guys picturing you're doing to kill the time?
Hey, Bone, do they give you this kind of treatment after a game?
Much better than this, friend.
Yeah, I guess the money in the Crush Ball League, and I guess all the vid rights, and not that I was a big fan or anything.
Well, some people find the game a little violent.
Well, it's a lot violent, but being from off-world, I'm just not. Like, your team's good and all, but I maybe cheer for another team.
Okay.
Of course you do.
They're
Go ahead, John.
while they're conversing back and forth, Zill's just coming over to each one of them a turn and just scanning them with his little device, noting changes to their biology and whatnot, and cardiovascular system over the next day, and just realigning his tool with them. It's like, I may need some fluids later. And he walks away.
You guys may have missed that, but that's so it passes for Shuren flirting.
Or doesn't. Disgusting.
You're trying to make friends. Is that what you're trying to do now?
Are we not friends? Didn't I? Is there a memo?
Friends.
No, we are. I just thought, that was kind of a funny way of interacting and, chumming with us.
Oh, yes. I care for your well-being.
Yes, that's good.
I offer you a cigarillo.
I'll take a blast for you, but
Do you know what this does to your lungs?
I don't give a damn.
Extra nanite in lungs.
Nice.
That's great.
All right. So it's about maybe an hour after you guys are getting settled in. You know, you finally got your. It only takes a few minutes to charge your suits up, by the way, which is pretty cool. So it's not, it's not like you got to your phone sit forever or something like that. It's a matter of minutes to get your suits back up to full charge. But you know, if you're wanting to have an opportunity to be out of them for a bit, this is the kind of the chance to do that, because they are very comfortable and whatnot. But like wearing the same clothes of any kind for that long is, you know, uncomfortable.
Yeah. The odor is ripe.
So I think I'd be tempted to keep it on, given what's been going on recently. Sure. But I think, because of all of those things, I gotta take it off for just a short time at least.
Like Sharon will give you stink eye if you don't. He's like, your lungs, and now you're gonna get infected and get out of your suit.
I think a shower is in order.
Allow me to show you the Susquehanna, Medical Association's entry for crotch rot. Here.
I think crotch rot is bad. That's only reproductive. If your feet fall off, you're dead.
It's around when this conversation is going on when you hear, you notice that someone has actually apparently come into the thing, and she looks like this, and she is holding a pot in her hand, and she says, "Sorry, I'm not interrupting anything, am I?" She's got a rag underneath to hold it, as if it's like a pot holder, and another one on top just to stabilize it.
No, come in.
She kind of looks at you, Bone, and kind of well, hi, I know who you are, and I just thought that, and she kind of stumbles forward and goes to give something to you, and then stumbles a little bit, and then kind of like, almost she's gonna fall if you don't catch her, Bone.
Yeah, I'll catch her.
Okay. She's like, whoa, and catch her, and she's like, oh, looks up at you, and it's like an intentional kind of like slow, because she's much smaller than what you are. It's this slow kind of like, thank you.
Yeah.
I would have fallen, and this would have gone to waste then.
Of course.
I imagine that you're not going to have access to you're not going to have any hot meals for a while. So I thought, and she sort of puts it down on the floor on one of those pot holders, pulls it back, and there's like a stew that's in there. And it's like, the smell hits you, and for you guys living off of those RMEs, for the last little while, or I can't remember if I know that the proper one is MREs, but I think that they actually call them in the adventure RMEs. So for any military folk at home, I don't need to be corrected on that. It's space. So she, this smells way better than those prefab meals that you guys have been eating. She says, I thought that, someone like you might need to keep your strength up.
Wow, much appreciated.
Well, and she is keeping quite close to you. I just thought, that we needed to have some way to say thank you to you for the rest of us. I mean, you've been so brave.
I've got to do it. It's just in my nature. Zil kind of scurries over, and his antennas are twitching like he sensing the rumors, and he's like, is this a common human mating ritual? It's delicious.
She looks as if she's like feigning, like done the worst job of feigning embarrassment as she can. And then once again looks up and kind of gives you big eyes.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Bone is quite used to dealing with fans, and so it's not a big deal for him.
Yep.
But
how much is in there? Sorry, go ahead, Jeff. I thought you were done.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I think Nick Nax goes, Zil, how much is in there? Because we're all like starving.
Yeah.
She made a lot. I mean, three bosses could probably eat it, so there's enough for all of us.
There's actually not, I mean, there's going to be enough for like each of you guys to have about a half bowl, but I mean, like, to scramble this together is likely going to have been an effort.
You live here or you're here, staying in the one of the abodes nearby?
Bone, would you give us a culture check, please?
Culture check. Okay.
Yeah. You don't have
I have a -1.
you don't have a profession athlete or whatever the professional skill is, do you?
Oh yeah, there is like a special part of being an athlete where you know everything about that. I can't remember what I don't know what
So that's
called.
not what it is. Briz, would you give us
If it's about my sport, I know all about it.
No, that's not quite what this, not quite on it. Briz, would you give us a culture check as well?
There we go. 15.
So you're looking over it, and this, maybe it's just nagging at you. Maybe something about her that seems, I don't know. Something seems familiar, and then something happens that makes you think it is even. There's another reason for why you may recognize her. Let me just whisper something to you.
Okay.
Oh no. I need an antidote.
The crush ball assassin.
The crush ball assassin.
Zill starts looking for his antidote.
I laugh.
Okay.
For seemingly no reason.
Okay.
And then I'm going to wait for a second and see what she does.
Okay. Well, she turns and steps away from Bone and says, "Well, then, I hope you enjoy. You're so brave." And she turns and scampers off to the door.
So as she turns to head for the door, I go, hold on 1 second there, and I'm getting to my
she's
feet.
like, "No need to thank me. It's fine. It's fine." And turns and runs.
Oh, you're going to thank
door.
me. You're going to thank me for not doing what I should do to you.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to grab her arm.
Let's click on. Well, she's actually already started moving away. So let's click on our tokens.
Yep.
Tokens.
And roll for initiative, please.
Well, I'm getting hungry.
Okay. So I got let me get a token for her.
So human mating habits, food, and trying to kill each other. Interesting.
Okay. Well, I think Briz is the only one who's going to have an action in here. And John, you asked last time about surprise rounds. It does work that way, like the way it does in Pathfinder for this as well, where you get standard action or a move action during a surprise round.
Cool.
Yeah. So, but unfortunately, that means Briz and the fan have. I really should have used a picture of Patton Oswalt for this, actually. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I got 12 with her. Okay, so Briz, you're up first. What are you doing?
So I was just trying to look up if there's like a charge.
There is, which is a full round action, so you couldn't do it.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Technically, you couldn't do it. Let's do this. Let's see if you can get there in time. Why don't you give us either athletics to just flat out run it, or acrobatics to sort of dive through the bunks?
I'm a daredevil, so I'm gonna flip and tumble through all the bunks to try to get in front of her.
Love it. Okay, so you're gonna be able to get in front of there. What is it you're trying to do? You're trying to grab her?
I'm just trying to grapple her, basically.
So one of the things that Carl pointed out too is that there's no attacks of opportunity for doing any kind of like grappling or pushing or shoving or whatnot in a Starfinder. It is, however, harder to pull them off because usually it's their KAC +8 if you're not trained in this stuff. But why don't you give us? You're acting before her in this round, so I'll make her flat-footed. So at least she's a little easier to hit here.
Yeah.
Why don't you give us a melee attack, please?
Okay.
Let me see here. There might be a grapple button, actually. Or like a unarmed or a maneuver button on the sheet. I know there is in Pathfinder. one of the Pathfinder sheets, but let's see here.
There
may not be.
Seeing it.
There's a CMD button, but not a B. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do not see one.
So you can just make an attack with something that uses your strength.
I'm going to use my knife attack.
Okay, go right ahead.
No.
You don't spend a point of astonishing fortune?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. 14.
14, okay. So you don't quite get a hold of her because she's slippier than you'd think. And then on her action, I think she's just going to put her hands up. She's like, whoa, all right. No need to fight, soldier. And Bone, Knickknacks, and Zill, you're looking over, and she produces 2 SDF Mark I healing serums that were taken off of you, Bone.
And I say, and to be clear, if I wanted to fight, you'd be dead already.
She sort of...
and I grabbed the serums.
It's all right, look. You can't blame someone... You can't blame a girl for trying. Hard time, soldier.
I think you can. But I drop the things off with Bone. I give it back to him.
So you look down at the serum. I think as you're walking back, you look down at the pot and you realize how much is left and where it comes. This is unlikely that she's the one who made this.
Stole some food, use it to get to Bone, steal some stuff from him. It's like, just keep straighten up.
Everything about this woman is a con.
Bill is confused. Why not just ask for them?
I did ask for them.
No.
In my own way.
She
not a talker like you.
She could have asked for the healing.
Why didn't she ask for the healing from Bone?
Oh.
You don't even look injured.
Humans are confusing.
She looks, says, gotta make money somehow. And now that she's shifted her demeanor a bit, but why don't you give us another culture check, please? There's something about her that seems familiar. Can't place it, though.
Man.
So unless you stop her, Briz, she's going to leave now.
I look back at the group to see if they want me to stop her.
No.
So she can steal more stuff?
We need to
Not
report
my
her.
problem anymore.
So you can hear the sound of the door sealing behind her as she leaves.
And I have no issue with her doing what she's doing as long as she doesn't do it to us.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in the middle of war. These people are desperate.
Yeah.
So do we eat the food that is obviously stolen or give it back?
I think we should analyze it first to make sure it's not poisonous.
I have something for that.
Who do we give it to?
We give it to some civilians who are hungry.
What is your life sciences bonus, Joe?
Plus 10.
Plus 10, nice.
Oh.
And my special micro lab acts as a chemolizer.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
So, it seems... Oh, not to life science, though.
Oh, wait, to life science?
It does not. Engineering,
no,
mysticism,
no.
physical science.
It says...
Circumstance bonus to engineering, mysticism, or physical science.
Oh, life's gotcha, okay.
Yeah. So, but, I mean, from what you are able to gather from your chemolizer, this should be safe to eat.
Okay. Food safe. And he goes...
Okay. If everyone could give us a fortitude... No, I'm kidding. So you guys enjoy... And I mean, the stew is pretty fucking good. And you guys have been in the warm, for a while, and your suits have been protecting you from, they didn't run out of power in the long march from Brnoa to Fort Gallant, but every time you had your visor open or whatnot too, it just like your face would start hurting and the breath would come and be painful. It's so cold. So this is something that truly warms you up from the inside out while you eat it.
Right. So it is pretty welcome.
Definitely. Okay. You guys each have 1,000 UPBs that you could spend as well too. It's still, evening. The quartermaster's not going to be keeping hours necessarily. So if you do want to resupply, get any other stuff, you got some gear to assign as well.
Yeah, we've got some warming bombs, some tents. I don't know who would use the detonator or the motion trigger.
Well, the motion trigger will be attached to one of those grenades.
Okay.
So you can attach it to one of those grenades, and I think the detonator is the same thing. Motion trigger, just when something goes within that square, it goes off. The detonator, I believe, just lets you trigger it when you want.
Okay.
I'll double check that here, but
we also have 2 stims to ignore fatigue, and a wake-up patch, +2 versus sleep, and fortitude save versus sleep. Some cold climate clothing. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in the party loot.
Cool.
Take a look. Is it engineering or something like that would do the detonator or motion trigger?
So the detonator, it's actually pretty versatile. It detonates the payload within 500 feet. Takes you a minute to set it up with a piece of an explosive package, and then it can either be it can detonate with a simple press of a button, which is no action, a 4-digit command code, which is a move action, or a complex input method, such as scanning your retina or thumbprint. Full action.
Cool.
So depending on how fast you want that to go boom. Knickknacks is the one with the best engineering score, I believe, and it's engineering that you use to place explosives and things like that. So
I also have several grenades beyond the ones that are listed in the pile. Because I like those things.
Grenades are fun.
Is it possible to pick up some freebooter armor? So this is something worth 750 credits.
What level is the freebooter armor?
It is level.
Is in the CRB or in the armory?
Yeah, it's in the CRB.
CRB, okay.
I just let go of the page, of course.
So freebooter armor level 2, yes.
Yeah.
Yep, and you can get if you decide to go meet with the quartermaster too, though, this little Yasaki, he will also break down any unwanted goods, so you can get 10% back for UPBs. Those are what's used to sort of fab in their prefab, the Starfinder equivalent of a 3D printer.
That's cool.
Yeah. One of my absolute favorite things about Starfinder. It's super fucking cool.
Cool.
Okay, so if you guys have any gear you want to trade in, you can get 10% of the value back in UPBs, and then you have 1,000 each to spend.
I think Zill wants to have matching armor with Brisbane.
Okay, get that freebooter as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Although I will dye it a different color, so we are not identical.
I mean, you guys are part of a military unit, so that decision is largely out of your hands.
You just kind of get the color that they have.
I'm not really crazy about camouflage. Can I get it in like a light taupe? No, fucker.
Okay, 10% back, so that's 25 for the armor. Okay.
Okay. So is there any gear you guys, or ammo or whatnot, that you guys want to snag?
Just gonna take a look real quick. Because don't they have suit ups, like implants and stuff you can get for your suit?
You can, yeah. Actually, our armor upgrades.
Be advised that one of my auto injectors takes up a slot, either armor or helmet, while it's on you. So.
Yeah, and the upgrade slots that'll be on there. Oh, in which case you should make sure that the suits they're wearing, freebooter armor has 0 upgrade slots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one of two things it can take up, so won't be the upgrade slot then.
Okay. So the armor upgrades, and depending on your armor, will tell you how many slots you've got. Armor upgrades are on page 205 of the core rulebook.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling there. Takes a long... It's a big book, actually.
It is,
It's
yeah.
a big book.
There's a lot of stuff that cram into it.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot in here. Almost there.
I'm probably just going to pick up some extra batteries with the remainder. I only have a 275 left to begin with, so
Okay.
I think that's the only thing I really need.
Okay. So go ahead and make your adjustments to your armor class. What is your armor class now, Briz and Jill?
My EAC
Mine
is 14,
Yeah, go ahead.
and KAC is 15.
Nice, okay. And
My EAC,
Go ahead, George. Sorry.
EAC 15, KAC 16.
okay.
Oh, I don't have any upgrade slots. Okay.
Okay.
So what are upgrade slots used for?
Armor upgrades found on page 205.
All kinds of cool stuff.
Infrared sensors, quick release sheath, radiation buffer, tensile reinforcement,
Yeah.
jump
Right now,
jets.
just mostly, it starts to get expensive, but it's pretty awesome when you can get them.
Oh, man.
I already kind of have the best armor that I could get, so...
Like for money wise, you mean?
Yeah, because we can only use level 1 stuff still.
No. You can spend up. You can spend the 1,000. The level restrictions are not really what you can create is restricted by the level.
Right,
what you can purchase is
right.
no.
Oh, okay,
It's one of the things
that's
like
right.
they've got the levels in there to restrict it, but like at least all the adventure paths, you just don't have enough money to buy stuff that's higher level. You're not like
Right.
prevented from buying it. It's gated by way of how many credits it costs.
And you said we get 10% back if we sell something.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want, what are you wearing right now?
Kasatha Microcord 1.
Oh, so you're actually wearing light armor, aren't you? Are you only proficient in light armor, or are you proficient in heavy?
That's a good question.
I got Tech Revolution right here. Let's see. Okay, nanocytes
I think
are
the heavy armor...
only light.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
There
why.
you go.
Okay. And I'll
So, I
remind
mean, I
you,
can't really afford anything.
knickknacks, because of your the nature of your enhancement, you're proficient with long arms as well. So if you want something
Yeah, I was
that's
just
got
looking at those.
okay, if you do want to get something with a better range, that's a one way to do that. Okay.
What does wealth mean?
What does wealth mean? What do you mean?
It's just a summary of your total item value that you're carrying.
Oh, okay.
Your credits are to the left of that, what you have open. Or you.
Yeah, so it's like when we leave your body, we know how
right.
much we're going to get.
Right. So now I have 1,000 credits. I should add that. There we go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, okay. That's funny. What your loot is worth. Yeah, no, I can't really afford, because the next best armors are in the 2,000 price range,
So
probably.
the Kasathan Microcord gives you +1/+3. You could sell the Kasathan Microcord to get 46 back. Yeah, it's the Carbon Skin Graphite gives you +3/+4.
Yeah, it's a little better.
And it has an upgrade slot.
Yeah.
Maybe 1220.
Yeah, and I have 1,046.
Anything else you guys are going to break down that you're not making use of?
Well, yeah. Do we want to pawn off some of the stuff that's in the party loot then, if nobody wants them?
That's an interesting question.
Because I have a tent already, so I don't need to take another tent from the party.
Oh. I don't need to get much to get to this new armor. If we have something we're selling.
Well, we don't need the cold climate clothing, right? Because our armor deals with any kind of environmental issues.
Right.
That's right.
So I'll put
those stims are really great though. So, but I don't know if we should divvy them up or if we should give them to Zill or something.
I could take one and somebody else could take the other one, just in case.
I'd like to take the detonator and the motion trigger, even if I don't take any more grenades.
Yeah, I think that you should definitely have all that engineering stuff.
Yep. I'm not a grenade type, so I think I would take one of the stims if no one else wants to take the other stim.
Sil, did you want the other stim?
I'll take the other one, yes.
Okay, so I'm crossing those off. You guys are each taking one.
Okay. Yeah.
We have a wake up patch, +2 versus sleep and fortitude saves versus sleep. Good for force march or something like that if you've got to worry about your fortitude save.
Also known as dermal calf.
I could
many
hold on to
fathers
that being a medic,
Starfinder.
so I'll take the wake-up patch.
Okay.
Okay.
I am also willing to offer 250 credits to whoever needs to buy something if they want it.
Oh, well, that would be enough for me to buy the armor I need.
Okay, I will give you that, and then
There's a gear clamp on here. What's that?
Is the gear clamp from CRB or is it from the armory? I wonder.
Oh.
Okay, so that puts me at 12.
Let's see here.
So I don't think I'm going to upgrade my armor. I'm going to buy one of those upgrades items and an auto target rifle.
If I just take this away, if I just delete it, I can just add the other one, right, Kevin?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. Delete this one. Puts me to 1296.
Okay.
And then that one is 1220, so I have $76.
I think you should be able to drag and drop that from the compendium.
Yeah, that's what I think I did last time.
Okay. Jeff, don't forget you reclaim about 10% of the credits worth from the item. You'll just delete it.
Yeah, I did. That's why I have $76 left now.
Credits.
Credits. I always call them dollars. Carbon.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here.
Graphite carbon? Which one is it? Carbon, skin, graphite. Yep. Okay, drop. Seems to work. And does it auto change your... Yes, I think it did.
Okay. Now, I'll take a look at your character sheet in a second here, but you should, because you're a vest, get to ignore that one armor penalty as well, too. Yeah,
the carbon... Oh, it does have a -1 armor check, yeah.
But I can't remember if we set it up properly so that it would ignore that for you. Indeed.
You should be able to change it into the mod section of the item.
Do laser weapons do something like, do they ignore or attack a different type of armor?
EAC.
EAC?
Yeah, which is generally lower than the KAC. It's also, I think, the laser not only has a better range, but the long arm would have an even better range than that. Remember that, what's his name? Druda. Druda was sort of alternating between that tac pistol and the laser pistol depending on whether he needed range or needed stopping power.
Right. Okay, so laser rifle.
That's awesome.
Well, we're just gonna buy some or get some more.
So gear clamp must be in the CRB because it doesn't reference either the armory or the adventure. I just haven't found where it is. I'm sorry, Jeff. I just talked over you. What did you say?
Just saying, just buy some ammo with the standard gun shells are 55. Perfect.
Okay, 231 for the gear clamp.
231. Awesome. Thank you very much.
231. Yeah.
Okay.
Top of the page on the left.
Oh, what?
Oh, perfect.
Designed to place a piece of equipment into an easily accessible position.
Oh, that's super cool. So it's combat webbing, basically.
Oh, yes. Yep.
But space.
Huh. Yeah, but space.
Space combat webbing. But that's cool. I mean, you got to picture like your armor sort of like opens up to accommodate it, and you put it on.
So now we're playing Mass Effect, and I can just carry a weapon on my back that magnetizes, and I can just pull it off right away.
Yep.
Okay, I like it.
That's pretty awesome.
Okay.
So that gear clamp is one of the items that's on the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to lay claim to that?
Laser weapons, are there some kind of like battery packs or something that?
Yeah. So they're just battery packs. They're sort of standard. They work for anything, but it's under ammunition. On page 179 in the middle. So a battery pack, there's different types. There's high capacity, super capacity, standard, and they have different costs and charges.
Awesome. All right. Anything else you guys wish to pick up from the quartermaster?
That's all I need / can afford at this point. So I travel light.
I'm gonna pick up one more of those sal volatiles to wake people up if they get knocked out.
Which ones?
The ones that heal like a hit point if they're unconscious.
Okay.
They cost 75. So
Jordan,
tier 1.
Jordan, John, I've got about 500 credits. So the first 4 armor upgrades are available to me. I have no idea what they are. Any ideas? Infrared sensor, quick release sheath, radiation buffer.
What kind? You're wearing freebooter armor now, or are you wearing different kind of armor?
I'm still wearing the second skin, which has 1 slot.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I could get like a radiation buffer or something like that.
Now I think the
tensile reinforcement. Increase your armor's hardness and hit points.
Here's something cool. Your upgrade does not need to match the armor's level. So that's pretty cool.
So it's more about the slots than
It's more about the slots and whether you got the money for it.
That's right.
Okay, so what you got? Quick release
Dark
sheath.
vision range 60 feet. Quick release sheath. I'm guessing quick release sheath is similar to that gear pack that you just talked about.
Yeah. You can activate this upgrade as a swift action to put the item in your hand as though you'd drawn it. Radiation buffer. Tensile reinforcement, I believe, increases your carrying capacity. No, it's your armor hardness and hit points.
Yeah.
Those infrared sensors are pretty good. They give you dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You spend 200 to get infravision there, Dave?
That's actually kind of cool. I was thinking about that. Yeah, I think I will.
Okay.
You could be kind of like, your turned out to be sort of a sniper, like with a long arm and infrared ability.
He's got the combat tracking computer as well.
Yeah.
So, infrared. Gotta spell it properly.
I had to work with our IT. We switched over like a server or something to do with email, so I had to work with them to troubleshoot something. And I tell you, there's nothing more embarrassing than talking to someone in an open like email thing while you can both see the screen and continually having typos you have to go back and correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna buy 2 batteries instead of 1.
Nice.
Okay. Who is taking the grenades that were donated by the 3rd?
Anybody want any?
They're not really my kind of. I'm not incredibly skilled nor interested in grenades per se. So, but if if a group wants me to have one on me, I'll take one. Otherwise, I'm happy for anybody else to have them or to sell.
Which grenades were those?
It's in the party loot here.
'Cause, yeah, there was like 3 Mark 1 frag and 1 Mark 1 incendiary.
Yeah.
I took one of each.
That's right.
You took one of the frags?
Yeah, I took 1 frag and the 1 incendiary.
Okay.
So there's 2 fragmentation grenades left.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there like a bandolier for grenades I can get? Because
Do you want to accidentally pull all the pins at the same time?
Yes.
well, if I'm gonna go down,
Better hope that's a quick release bandolier.
Praise the glory.
That would be amazing.
So, George, there's a character in Overwatch called, he was called McCree, he's now called Cassidy. It's the one that Matt Mercer voices. I thought you'd be interested in seeing, this is what McCree / Cassidy looks like.
He stole my thing. No. Yeah.
No,
that's great.
if you want to have some reference to that stuff, because he's young and he's got like sci-fi armor on, but
Actually,
it's totally the man with no name aesthetic.
Yep.
You know.
Nope.
Nice.
Yep. I just pulled it up. This is very cool.
I thought you might enjoy seeing that.
I will. Yes, it's great.
Okay.
Hey, Briz, if you want to take a grenade, I've got 3 already.
Sure, I'll take one for the one, or one of the 2 remaining frag grenades.
Bone, do you want the other one? That way, you got it if you need it. I already have 3 frags and 2 smoke.
I just don't know, like, where I would use a grenade. I mean,
Enemies
I
hiding
could take
behind
one.
cover.
yeah,
Enemies hiding behind cover. You want to try and flush them out so we can get a shot at them.
I guess I could.
I got 2 sticky grenades, a frag grenade, and an incendiary grenade. So
Do grenades have their separate proficiency, guys? Yes, they do.
they do, yes.
I think so, yes.
Nanocytes are actually not proficient in grenades.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I
Yeah.
am. So boom.
Well,
And give me a
you're
syringe
Anna.
grenade.
Okay, then I'll take the last frag grenade. If you can't take it.
Is there like a syringe grenade where it injects things that it explodes from? Because that would be cool.
It's called
There's
coating your,
any
coating your-
viewer who is an Overwatch fan is just free. Like, you're Anna. You're fucking Anna.
Sure.
Telepathic bug, and I suppose.
Yeah. Well, you got a sniper rifle that
I have
actually
not
heals
played
people.
that game, so
Oh, I'm planning on playing some more tonight after the session.
I do have a needle rifle. So it's put a scope on it, and there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys wish to get from the quartermaster, or have you secured everything you need and have you assigned all the gear?
I have got what I need.
I was just gonna see, is there an upgrade for my, or is that based on levels? My neocortex.
That's based on level.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to spend money to upgrade that thing. Once you hit ding, you'll see an upgrade on that.
Okay. So I bought an armor upgrade for improvision. I got a laser rifle with an extra 40 rounds. I think we're good.
Okay. And Bone, you got upgraded armor too. What is your KAC and EAC now?
My EAC is 15 and my KAC is 16.
Wowzers. Pretty good.
Is anybody going to use that gear clamp?
I need it.
It's all yours.
Gear clamp. How much does it weigh?
And it's light. I think Dave really wants it. So,
Well, no, I'm
Me
just
too. And yeah. And I'm fine with that.
I could carry it, but nah. I'm probably not going to be up for it. I need to switch weapons every second, so.
Game.
No, I'm just wanting to.
We'll get the next one.
I'm just trying to get the party loot cleaned up so we can delete this stuff.
Totally. I think you should take it. I think Big Max should take it.
Okay. And then 2 tubes of warming bomb.
I'll take one just in case.
Okay.
Is that
Does the
in?
Lizard Man want a tube of warming bomb? I don't think it really makes a difference in the game, but
He is
Knickknack's
cold-blooded,
being
right?
racist.
Yeah.
That's an attack of the swarm. Sorry, that
It actually can heal 2d8 of non-lethal damage.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's an attack of the swarm item.
The healing patch?
Not in the suit. It's not in the
Compendium? No, it's
roll 20.
It's
Okay, cool.
Fate of the Fifth thing.
Cool. I just added it onto my sheet.
Okay, good.
And there's a hollow shroud, wire and projectors to disguise creatures or objects.
I feel like that would be beneficial for you.
Sniper stuff.
Your drone.
He doesn't have a drone. He's got exocortex instead.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Forgot.
But if he's keeping a distance and sniping, that definitely would be something that might help.
Yeah.
Gear it up, engineer.
Okay. You're gearing up, apparently.
I want to see you pulling out different fancy gear for every situation.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be doing that with my different weapons as I gain levels in Nanosight.
Is the hollow shroud not in the thing? No.
Hollow Shroud, I think, is in... I thought it was in CRB, but let's see. It usually has a page reference for it. Let me see. Hollow Shroud... No, it's in the Armory, page 104.
Okay. Does anybody want a tent? We have 2 tents, cold climate clothing.
No, I'm starting to hit my capacity limits. I'm going to start getting encumbered after this.
I'll take a tent.
Okay.
That's a portal edge tent, or yeah, that's a level 1. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I can delete the stems of hacks, including the clamp.
Okay.
Detonator is on my sheet now. And
All right. Our
motion.
soldiers have geared up. So then, tell me about, apart from the, I think when you guys are leaving the quartermaster, you do spy once again Bone kind of from across the way, your fan. Kind of winks at you and then goes back to talking to whoever she was talking to.
Check your pockets.
You guys make your way back to the barracks and you get a good night's sleep. Which of you guys dreamed?
Dreamed.
Now, you slept and you've had a extremely traumatic, 36 hours beforehand. Does anyone dream?
Absolutely. I think that Bone dreams.
What did
I'm gonna do a will save.
when Bone wakes up? What was he dreaming of?
I think he kept having the same, maybe a recurring dream. He was playing Crush Ball in the stadium, the one that he saw destroyed, and basically it's like that scene right out of the third Batman movie where Bane destroys the football stadium. And it's just like over and over. They're trying to play the game, and the stadium just keeps getting destroyed.
Okay.
Yeah, Zill's gonna dream too. He's just picturing those tunneling bugs going under the river and coming at them in the morning, just popping up from the ground.
Okay. Well, knickknacks or Briz, do you guys have?
I dream, but it's just basically a black hole, and I'm getting sucked into it, and I keep getting closer and closer to the event horizon, but I don't go over, but I can't get away.
Okay.
Just stuck.
Yeah. Knickknacks?
I think Knickknacks is dreaming about the Major. She's dreaming that, he's fighting, and then we go back to look for his body. We can't find his body, and somehow he maybe isn't there, and there's no evidence that he's dead. And she's basically worked herself up into this, the Major's still alive, even though she was dreaming.
Yeah. So each of you seem to come to it around the same time because someone has opened the entrance to the barracks and is coming in, and it's Lieutenant Gorham again. And sparing a look over at one another, let's see here. You can each give us a mysticism check. I know none of you are trained in it, or at least I don't think you are. But go ahead and give us a mysticism check. Okay. 16, 14, 8.
Well, 20 is
10.
not
Okay.
your friend, Jeff.
No, it hasn't been the last few times we've played anything around here.
So, Briz, you wake up and there's it's almost like a subtle throbbing hangover that you got. Just you're feeling a little bit nauseous, a little bit achy, and looking over at your allies, you can kind of get the sense of the same. And what I guess you remember someone mentioning, the kind of the swarm hangover. Because the swarm itself is an enormous, psychically linked alien presence, right? Like a hive mind. And the more those things that are on the planet and the more of them that are pushing closer, it's almost like it's like an ambient white noise. So like each one of you had the dreams you had were extraordinarily vivid. And with how tired you were, you should have sacked out and slept all the way through. You were each feeling about the same way, but Briz, you're the only one who sort of, attributes it to the looming presence of the swarm's hive mind.
Mm-hmm.
So Gorham comes walking over, takes his helmet off or his hat off, and says, "Commander Najiri would like to speak to you again. Once you're ready."
Away, sir.
Okay. He says, "I'll wait for you outside." Puts his hat back on, walks over, and then as he's going, you can see the helmet kind of seals over to protect him from the cold. You guys get yourselves up, you get yourselves ready, step back into your suits once again, and I think that they're actually like, unless it's like the ceremonial plate or whatnot, or it's got a armor check penalty, I think it's comfortable enough to like lie down and sleep in. So I think none, and Bone, you get to ignore that penalty. So let's, what I'm gonna do before I forget, I'm gonna adjust. Carl would have an opportunity to spend his credits as well. He'd be getting the same, so I'm just gonna give him 1,000 extra. 1,000. Nope, not 10,000. That's how many maniacs he has.
I think that Bone is excited to be back in his suit and heading out. He can't wait for some orders to go kill some of these guys. After that dream, he's kind of anxious.
Nice. So let's, I see the time actually. Why don't we take our mid-session break right now, guys, and then we'll come back and deal with your meeting with Commander Najiri. So we'll take a 5-minute break here, and we'll be back momentarily, folks. All right. So I was waiting for George. Did George come back before, or since he's gone, or not?
I haven't seen him.
Okay. Go.
There we go.
Okay.
Where do you guys find the encumbrance stuff? Where's that? Oh, in the equipment page?
Yeah, on the equipment tab.
So it
Like,
says I'm 3 carried, encumber 5 over 10.
Yeah, if you're over 10, that means it's really hard to move. Unencumbered, you're slowed down a bit. As long as you're plugging in your bulk for all of your items, it'll calculate it properly. Like it'll have 1 bulk, 2 bulk. If it's an L, it's light, and I think it's 10 counts as 1 bulk.
Okay.
And it'll auto-calculate that for you.
So the carried number, that's your total
Total bulk carried, yeah.
summing up? Okay. So it says I'm 3 carried.
Okay.
So I'm not encumbered yet?
If your encumber's 5, you're good.
Okay. So then...
Is your strength 8?
No, my strength is 10.
Oh. But my encumber is 6 for some reason. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, you're probably carrying heavier. I don't know.
All right. Let's see here. So then, guys, we'll get back to it. So what you guys find as you step out, eager to meet up with the commander and find out what your new task is, what you guys find on your way to the 2-story structure where she has her office is a crowd gathered around a central figure standing on a wooden crate, who he has thinning hair and a lab coat, and he looks like this.
That's crotchety.
And he's talking in kind of almost like a preacher kind of, a preacher's enthusiasm or, vitality. The SDF forces, what you guys hear as you're walking out, the SDF forces here have no idea what is actually happening. I worked with military intelligence in Bernoa for the last 6 months, and the amount they discovered about the swarm in that time couldn't fill a child's data pad. The psychic connection we observed in swarm subject is stronger here on Suskalon than anywhere else in the Vast. The swarm has fortified its components' minds, bolstered its numbers, and taken the capital, and probably 2/3 of the entire planet. And the crowd's kind of like, kind of muttering around with each other about this. We are outgunned here, and the only option we have is to run or die. If you think the 100 or so soldiers here, and gestures at you guys, will protect you, you are sorely mistaken. If they wanted, the swarm could storm these fortifications and drag each and every one of us, and he's pointing to people in the crowd, out in our sleep and kill us. And the crowd sort of, and is definitely getting pretty agitated. To the point that some of the crowd actually breaks off and approaches you guys, and you're very quickly finding yourself sort of, Bone, as a crushball player, you know what it's like to get, cut off by defense. That's sort of what's happening right now. What do you guys do? You can picture there's a bunch of civilians who are all starting to, and at all the same time shouting at you. So it's really hard to make out what any one of them are saying, but the guy in the lab coat continues to, rattle on about the same type of agitating stuff.
I think Bone would kind of use his quite intimidating size and strength and advantage on these people and start to actually physically push the crowd back.
Yeah. Zil reaches down to his belt and pulls out a grenade, sticks his finger in the loop and just holds it and just starts following after Bone.
Okay. So let's. I mean, this is Starfinder. I don't think there's a loop in it, but I take your meaning.
Whatever.
Because he's holding a thermal detonator.
I have no intention of ever using it, but you know.
Your placement of arms is perfect too, George.
It's a sticky grenade, by the way. It's not actually an exploding damage one.
Okay. So why don't Jill and Bone each give us a intimidation check, please?
It's gonna be so obvious that Zill is not in it. Oh no, listen.
Yeah.
I rolled a 12, so you know.
You want to spend a astonishing fortune to re-roll that, or
We'll see what Bone does.
Nat 20? Holy smokes!
Look at that.
There you go. All right, so
Finally,
yeah,
some.
they as soon as you kind of pick up the first, and well, I guess Jeff, I'll let you. You're going to disperse the crowd right around you immediately. What do we see?
Well, like I said, I think this is just like his experience as a crush ball player. Like, and these are just like tired and hungry, you know, normal citizens. I think he's sort of corralling them, pushing them, and directing them where he wants them to be moved.
Is he saying anything?
I think he's just telling them, like, you know, we know what we're doing. Give us a chance, you know. Don't give up on us yet, that kind of stuff, right?
So it sounds, though, that sounds more diplomatic to me than what your intimidation was. So I think what you're probably doing is more like through
Probably,
force
like
of presence. So what do you think that would sound like?
Oh, I see. Like, I mean, I guess if he's just pushing them out of the, you know, get out of the way, coming through, that kind of thing.
Okay. But
Official business.
You're not directing them to other. Because I mean, it does look like this crowd is otherwise going to start spilling over, and you guys just happen to be the first available targets.
Right. Oh, I see. Like, are we trying to like calm them down?
Like, you could leave them. You can definitely with that roll, you can get the hell away from them too. But that would be leaving effectively like a a bomb ticking down.
Which I probably wouldn't do.
So what do you think you said? Not 20, so you got some, whatever you want to say is going to go over incredibly well.
Right. I think he's just like commandingly saying, you know, we got this under control. Get back to your designated areas or whatever they
Sure, yeah, get back to your tents. Get out of here, go. So there's maybe like one, brave old lady who kind of like is gonna, spares you a nasty look, but everybody else is being dispersed and going back. And in fact, because of your, commanding presence, it effectively breaks the whole crowd up. So all you see is, Bones standing there glaring as the crowd is sort of pacing, or is breaking up before him. And you make eye contact with this agitator. And he's just glaring at you. And he says, before he hops down off of the platform, I know what you're planning. And then he gets down and turns in and sort of angrily storms off elsewhere in the camp. At that point, you notice that the medic who had helped you guys earlier on, he and another medic from 3rd Battalion have walked over. And he, the two of them kind of look at you guys and say, that one's been stirring up trouble since he got here. Last time, a bunch of people ended up with black eyes and broken noses. So I guess we're not going to need these this time. Why don't you guys take them? And he hands you a small satchel. And if you peek inside, there are 3 more Mark 1 serums of healing in there.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
And a stun baton. Oh, wait, sorry.
And then one of the guys, I guess, like as you're putting stuff away, I think it's a woman. She sort of, chuckles and says, "You could have done the Veskian, what do you call it? The Veskian cutter." And it's a specific, like, sort of running tackle. that you use in Crush Ball.
Crowd like this, physical violence is just going to lead to a riot. Need to take command, show them who's boss.
Or doesn't somebody show the agitator who's boss?
The other medics are happy to agree with you, Zill.
There's 12 snipers in a block radius.
We gotta wait for those medics to be out of earshot.
Yep.
And say, fearing these people goes from bottom all the way to the top. I heard tell Saskatchewan government and even command thinks we're going to lose the planet in 3 months or less, and move their operations off planet. So they might have gotten wind of some of that.
One thing that the guys have heard, they apparently, when they met with the commander last time, Commander Najiri had not actually spoken to anyone in her command. She had heard from vids that the president was still alive, but hadn't actually received any instructions from him. Given the difficulty with communications and your comm units for the last 2 days, I mean, it might be difficult to get any kind of message from orbit if that's what happened.
Well, so my sword's pretty good, so explain what's going on.
Well, you heard better than me. He looks around. I heard they were going to nuke the place, but I was told to keep that to myself.
Good job.
So, Bone, after you see the last of the people off, you look over and you can see that the lieutenant seems to be looking pleased with how you've handled that. And he says, "Let's go." So as you guys you cross the rest of the yard, you get into that that same exterior metal staircase leading up to the second floor office. And as you're getting in there, what you can see is that I think that you've met her before, but I'm not sure if you've seen her illustration there, George. This is Commander Hadia Najiri. She is effectively the head of the SDF at this point. And what you can see, she has a cybernetic leg replacing it's not a very fancy cybernetic leg, but a cybernetic leg nonetheless that she has on her, I think, left leg. And you can see that she is practicing doing some side kicks. She's basically doing some martial arts, trying to get her balance on this. And she, as you guys walk in, she looks down and she says, "Gentlemen," and stands back on her, or brings her flesh leg back down. "I must compliment you on your work."
How is the leg treating you this morning? Does it need adjusting?
Not at all. She gestures with her foot. It feels, not the same, but it'll work.
We're reporting for summons.
So if you, why don't you each give us a perception check, please?
Perception.
See if you notice that she's a fang dragon. A space fang dragon.
Right. Need samples.
I didn't.
Nice. I actually, in this game, I found something I like even better than a fang dragon, and that's a radiation dragon. It's basically
that's pretty cool.
Space Godzilla. I love it.
I need samples and a lead barrier.
What you can see, Gilles, is you're the only one who really notices this, but there's actually a map on the farce that is on her desk, a holographic map. And if you're judging from blue being the SDF forces and the red being the swarm, there is almost no blue left.
His antennas will twitch. He's like, "Uh-oh."
So as you walk in, she looks up and she pulls up her data slate and some block text. Earlier this morning, first thing she does is, as you walk in, she walks over and grabs some tin cups, each of which that has some hot coffee in it, and offers it to each of you. And then gestures for you to take a seat on, kind of up against a desk, or a table near where what makes for her command center. Earlier this morning, I received a call from President Daglin. Suskalon is lost. She gestures at the map. In a few days, this is all going to be swarm country. But we still have a lot of work to do before we let them have it. Get suited up because we're scuttling the fort in an hour to make our way west via convoy into the Sator region to assist with planetary evacuation. It's the end of the world, soldiers. Get ready for it. She sort of looks over to see if you have any questions and then quickly gestures like, go on. Lieutenant Gorham steps forward, and he's got more of both him and Commander Najiri have more of the clipped, urgent military discipline that you remember from Major Jaldamarak. It almost kind of not quite the same, drill sergeant quality to it, but definitely whatever, hit that the SDF command structure took, it seems like they've recovered their footing. As you're leaving, what Lieutenant Gorham tells you is that the entire thing is going to be leaving in a caravan and heading west to a place called, so I'm going to get the name of the city correct here, Rios City. Let me pull up a map for you. You can picture you're standing outside and he pulls up a colored hologram, or not a hologram. Hologram? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, hologram. Like the band. Let's see here. There we go. All right, let me bring you over here, guys. Yeah, can all see that map?
Yes.
Okay. You are over in this direction. It is to get from Fort Gallant to Rios City. Rios City is the big circle over here.
Yep.
It will take you
a miracle?
about 8 hours. It's expected. A miracle indeed.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. The distance between Fort Gallant and Rios City is approximately 400 miles along several highways. And the convoy will not reach the there. I think it's 10 hours actually until you reach there. So
I'm getting the Helm's Deep vibe here, guys. I think we should just run.
What you're going to be assigned is one of the SDF mobile strikers. It's a heavily armored assault vehicle that is armed with a pair of machine guns, a pair of flat cannons, and armor within. What you guys will be placed, given your tendency to watch the rear, you'll be guarding the flank of the convoy. I take it that's something that the 5th can manage?
Better than anyone. Just
Yeah.
keep fighting.
All right. Let's see here. Then, sorry, it's not the flank, the rear is where you'll be guarding. I take it you the 5th, what they say, first to fight, last to leave?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's it. Lieutenant Gorham brings you over to the striker, and whatever vision you may have had of a badass custom updated vehicle is a little bit let down by the somewhat heavily used striker, and you can see that standing outside of the striker is a very, very tired looking, probably about maybe mid-20s, a little later, human who sunken in eyes. You get the feeling that he's been sleeping behind the wheel when he gets an opportunity to do so. we have 1 hour until we fall out. Any questions?
Ready to kill some bug. No, wait, sorry, what was exterm? Ready to exterm some bugs.
Nick Dax, yes. If you want to purchase them, yes.
Exterm some no. Vexers? We're going to exterm some Vexers, yeah.
Nice. All right.
And
So then,
Zilmestic, he's taking notes on his little data pad, and he's like, okay, I'm going to prep speed enhancers in case we need to run during the watching the back, and I'll be attaching them to your endocrine systems on your bodies. So 4 of them. Condition is when you flat out run, they're going to inject you with a serum, and it'll increase your speed by 10 feet for 6 rounds.
okay. So
That's great.
if you're looking over this thing, like I said, there are 2 machine guns, there are 2 flak guns, and then there's just riding in the interior. You guys can feel free to take up positions at either of the machine guns. You don't need to worry about proficiency or anything like that. The machine guns and the flak guns, there has been a lot of, apparently there's been a push of the swarm air forces into the region. So you're expecting to be harried from the sky quite a bit. As we are in, let me move you back to the thing here. As we are making our way there, let me quickly talk about sort of how we're going to handle this. Anyone can change a position. Initiative will be just like any other game, any other part of the game. You can change positions from being the gunners, or from taking cover, or from just trying to soup up the vehicle as a move action. Anybody can evade. Oh, sorry, no, you can't. That's only the pilot. None of you guys are the pilot. If you're firing a flak cannon, it's a standard action, and it makes it harder for you to be hit, harder for the vehicle to be hit. If you're using a machine gun, it reduces the damage that hits do. And again, there are 2 mounts for each of these, so you guys can feel free to take those. If you wish to spend a standard action to supercharge the engines, it gives a benefit to the pilot to try and avoid getting shot. And if you want to spend a full action taking cover, it gives you +4 to reflex save against any kind of AoEs. So I'll let you guys decide sort of where you want to position, knowing that that's what's going to be available for you as this caravan makes the way along. I'll let you make the decisions for where you want to place yourselves. The machine guns reduce damage. The flak cannons make it harder to hit. If you don't mount them, nobody does.
And
how many of them are there?
2 of each.
We should probably expand one.
Well, is there? Do they have their own stats, or do we use some stat of our own to operate them?
This is actually it's effectively a Starfinder version of a subsystem. This is a really, we're going to be entering into kind of a mini game here. It's not run like an actual thing. That's why the guns don't do damage. The flak cannons make it harder for things to hit the vehicle or the caravan. The machine guns reduce the damage on a hit. But this is not a large enough vehicle for when it's hit in an AoE kind of thing. You guys would get hit by whatever's there. So it'll reduce the damage you take and reduce the damage the vehicle takes.
Yeah. Still, he'll volunteer for a machine gun. His aim isn't that great, but so spray and pale. That's what he'll do.
Okay. So machine gun will reduce damage?
Any.
Yeah, I'll take one of the flak guns.
Okay.
And then if we want to switch from, say, flak gun to supercharging to help the pilots.
Move action.
That's a move action. Okay.
Correct.
So I'll take a flak gun as well.
Okay. And then
I'll take a machine gun. Perfect.
Okay, so we got 2 guys on machine guns, 2 guys on flak guns. Yep. All right. So then if there's nothing else, anything you guys wish to do before you leave?
supercharge the vehicle.
So the supercharge, tell you what that does, Dave. As you make an engineering check against a DC 18 to tinker with a mobile striker's fuel lines, intake manifolds, or other engine parts. If successful, the driver gets a +2 circumstance bonus to their piloting check during the next pilot phase.
Oh, nice.
Well, we don't know how that's going to work, so we'll just have to see if I have to use a move action to get in there and leave a gun briefly.
And spitting fuel into the intake.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I thought this ammo pack from my laser rifle was going to help.
All right. So, as you guys, if there's nothing else you wish to do in camp, you guys watch as the SDF very rapidly tears down everything. They sort of force get the refugees into as many vehicles as they can, and then they are up and gone. The border of the Sator region is 2 hours away, and then it'll be a further, I think, 8 hours until you get there. Since you guys are at the back, you have a perfect view of this, and as the encampment of where this was set near the banks of the Dethamar River, as it fades into the distance, you hear a low thump of a controlled explosion, and then another massive cloud that shows anything that was left behind was not being left for the swarm to take.
Hope that agitator was in there.
It's about an hour into the travel across the snowy highways of the winding foothills as you're making your way west towards Rios City. Nothing's come yet. And I don't know how your individual characters feel about time on the highway. People can either find it excruciatingly boring or soothingly serene. There's not a lot of noise over the comms. No one seems to have any, direction. And it's just the sound of the engine, and the wind. And that's when at first you think it's, man, did my tinnitus come back from the bridge being blown? But there's a buzzing sound.
Oh, God.
That gets louder and louder. And allow me to bring you guys over.
Starship Troopers.
There is a swarm starship that cuts over the hills.
What?
Oh, that's only Briz. Oh shit, you're thrown to the wolves.
I'll handle this.
Briz is thrown out the back.
Run! Briz, you got this.
That's our first Wilhelm scream in this game. I'm fucking sleeping on things. My goodness. All right, let me move this down here. All right, guys. So, what we are going to do is...
Try not to die.
Oh, here, and there's something that happens. Guys, there's more block text! We're not done with this block yet! As it gets closer and you guys all start getting, your weapons ready to fire, the vessel launches a pulsing green torpedo. Just like in the illustration. That is somebody who listened to the art order. The weapon explodes only a few dozen feet away, but it engulfs the cabin of the mobile striker in a gout of acid. And the driver screams in pain and slumps against the steering yoke. And all of you, the vehicle lifts to one side and has no one controlling it right now. Guys, let's click on your token and roll some initiative.
Who's the pilot?
To the chopper.
I can pilot. And so can...
Okay, and I'm going to put this on, I think this is the one I want.
And Brisbane.
I was piloted from the spaceport before this war started. I don't know how good of a pilot I am compared to Bone, though.
Okay.
We missed the Independence Day. We missed the Independence Day joke. You didn't just shoot that green shit at me.
Okay. Now hold on. Let's see here. Where do they get? All right, so here's what happens, guys, is we go through the full combat round, and then something happens. So what each of you will have a chance to do those actions, and then at the end of it, I will make an attack roll opposed by the driver's piloting check. Guess what the piloting check result is right now, guys? Now, there is one more option that you can do. If you are the pilot, you can evade. As a move action, a PC in control of the vehicle can attempt a DC 20 piloting check to steer clear of the brunt of the torpedo strike. If successful, it grants +1 reflex bonus to the saving throws for everyone to avoid the damage. And you end up as the same melted green puddle that the driver is right now. So, first up, we have Briz. Briz, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm on the machine guns.
Yep.
I'm going to aim it up at a, looks like a 45-degree angle or something, and start.
Love it. Give us an attack roll against an AC 15.
Alrighty. So this is going to be basically, I'll use a ranged attack. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, just any ranged attack is fine. I don't think you've got like weapon proficiency or weapon focus or anything like that yet. Oh, solid hit.
I do have weapon focus, so that would be.
Oh, 19?
-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's still a hit. Beats the 15. All right.
Cool.
So you're actually slamming up against its hull. You can see where a new one of those green torpedoes is loading. You'll reduce the damage by 2.
Great.
I want to put a thing down here to keep track of it.
Take it.
Okay. All right. So that is your standard action. Any other action?
No, I think I'm just gonna keep my eye out for for more than one ship.
Okay. You can see there's others in the kind of like far off in the distance there.
I do. I see those.
Okay. All right. Next up is Jill. What are you doing?
He looks around. He's like, the pilot's dead. Somebody take over. And then he's gonna spin the machine gun over. And go.
Go ahead. Make your attack roll.
Yeah. No full attack.
Gonna spend Astonishing Fortune or take it?
I would like to spend Astonishing Fortune.
Go right ahead. Is that the first one spent tonight?
It'll be number 2.
Number 2, okay.
Yes!
Yes! Reduced by 4. Congratulations, guys. Next up is Bone. What are you doing, Bone? You're on the flat gun.
So I can use my move action to move to the pilot seat, right?
You could, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Are you trained in piloting?
Yes, I am.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Yeah, so you go racing over and knock the still like smoldering acid-covered body, and you leap on the wheel, and you can picture as you jump down too, like the whole thing is sort of on this icy road moving back and forth. You hop onto it. You have one more action. What do you want to do?
Can I make that piloting roll, or?
Please do. Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go.
Come on. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Everybody gets +1 to their reflex save. All right.
Nice.
Then it is Knickknacks. What are you doing?
I think Knickknacks is going to stay on the flat gun and try and make it harder for us to get hit.
Go ahead. AC 15.
Can I use my combat targeting?
That's a move action to target it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Target on the ship and then fire?
Yeah, absolutely.
So gives me a +1 to hit.
Yeah.
Then.
Exocortex targeting. Love it. So +1 to whatever this result is. Solid again. This thing, the flak is exploding around it, and it's having to, kind of weave to the side to get out of the way. All right, so now what we need to do, Jeff, would you like to roll your piloting check first, or do you want me to make the attack roll and then tell you what you need to roll against? Your call.
I'll roll first.
Okay. I guess then you've got your. I think so. There's a -2 to its attack roll as well, and -4 to damage.
Ooh.
And I spend Astonishing Fortune.
What do you guys think?
Unless you want to be a pile of acid, you might want that.
Yeah,
go
let's
for it.
use one. Yeah, we'll use one.
Down to 1 now.
Go.
Oh, not much better.
So it's a little better. Okay, so I have -2 to hit. So I've got I start with a +5. Then I have -2 to hit because of your because of the flak gun.
Flak.
So I have +3 to hit, and I need to beat. I need to roll a 9 or higher. Then let's see here. It fires out. That is a solid hit.
Yikes.
What I need is for each of you to kindly give us a DC 13 reflex save, please.
Okay.
And we got a
Plus
+1 to
one.
that because of what I.
Yes, you do. Yep, +1 to it because of your maneuver.
16.
Okay.
How
Crits.
do we get it to where it asks for +1s? Did we set that on a different page?
No, oh well, you could probably set it to do that, but I did not do anything, so I got a 9. But
Okay.
still failed.
All right, so I have good news and bad news. The good news is the machine guns have reduced the damage by 4. So we have, and then you get a +1 to your save. So it looks like 3 successful saves, 1 fail. Briz, you take 8 points of acid damage. Everyone else takes 4 points of acid damage as this thing explodes. And it
Coming off our stamina first.
off your resolve. Yeah, your stamina first, not your resolve.
Blue bar, yeah.
Yeah. All right. That is the end of round 1, guys. You can hear the torpedo bay in it is cycling a new one in. We're on to number 2. So, top of the round, Knickknacks. Or, I'm sorry, Briz. What are you doing?
So first I say, son of a bitch, and I'm gonna aim my machine gun right at the whatever kind of windscreen, or if there's any, like, well, it doesn't look like there is one, but like
It's almost like it's a living thing itself.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I'm aiming at where the guns are shooting us from.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Here we go.
You know,
13.
30. You want to spend astonishing fortune, or?
No, I think we should save it.
Okay, so this thing apparently learned from the last time, and it sort of weaves to the side from where your machine gun is, and you're sort of tracking it through the air. Jill, what are you doing?
Zill is using a move action to switch to a flat gun, and he's going to fire that to hope to reduce more damage.
Awesome. Okay. Well, flat gun reduces chance to hit.
Oh, yeah, that one. Sorry, chance to hit. Come on.
Let's see. Come on. Solid hit. Yep.
Nice.
So it now has -2 to hit. All right. And then Bone. You're controlling this thing?
Yeah. Piloting.
You go. Come on.
DC's fairly high.
Yes.
+1 to everyone's reflex. You can also spend a full round action to take cover. Gives you +4 to your reflex save.
Nice.
All right, so you're behind. Knickknacks, what are you doing?
Still targeting the ship. Gonna fire with the flak gun.
Yep, you got +1 to hit because of your exocortex.
Nice. Oh, I thought that was.
Now spend astonishing fortune.
Got 1 left.
Probably not. We need
No.
that, right? If someone
All right.
literally bites the bullet.
So it is only -2 to hit,
Thank you.
and no reduction on damage. So,
But Jeff.
Jeffrey, piloting check. Let's see. It's the torpedo bay has finished cycling. Another one of these green torpedoes comes flying out.
Pretend you're intimidating.
Oh my goodness.
There's 1 point of astonishing fortune left.
Probably want to try it not to hit us.
You think so? You don't want me to? You don't want to save it?
Well, if
we don't get hit, then we don't really have to make saves, right?
You do, but it's a lot less. A lot less.
Oh. What do you guys think?
Okay.
Roll it?
Yeah,
I re-roll it. Yeah.
Go for it.
Currently, I have a +3 to
Last one.
hit. That'll be harder. I need a 12. So then, poof, spits out. I rolled a 14. Everyone give us a reflex save, too. As this thing leaves a doesn't quite hit you solid, but leaves a smoldering hole. Nat 20 from Zoe. Nice. So Knickknacks lost. And Bone. Oh, okay.
Gross.
So then, let's see here. Fortunately, I rolled shit for damage. Bone and Knickknacks, you each take 6 points of damage. Everybody else takes 3. That's acid damage.
We're gonna die.
Getting tired.
Oh, remember, Knickknacks, you're taking off your hit points first. Should be off your stamina first.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
That is 10. So then I should be down to 0 here.
Okay.
And then took 4 off.
All right, and you can hear again the torpedo blade. It's starting to cycle another one through. We are on to round 3, guys. Briz, what are you doing?
I'm using a move action to light a new cigarillo.
You do that thing where, like, that I know whenever I never seem to be able to do, to move the cigarillo from one side of your mouth to the other without moving. Wow.
Yeah.
Solid hit, though. It forces this thing to spin, like kind of pinwheel around and reposition itself. Joe, what are you doing?
I'm going to move over to the machine gun and go off on that one again.
Okay. Race over.
Come on, don't fail me now. Die, swarm bastards!
Narrow miss. You get on there just in time, and you're sort of, you can picture as it's pinwheeling around, you're hitting just where it was. Then it is Bone.
All right, here we go.
Right on the nose again.
Yeah,
awesome. All right, everyone gets +1 to their reflex saves. And then finally, Knickknacks, what are you doing?
So if we supercharge the vehicle, that helps with Bone's check to avoid the hit?
Yes, if you supercharge the engines, it's an DC 18 engineering check, gives +2 circumstance bonus to all of his piloting checks for this round. So you would have, you give him +2 to try and avoid, make it 2 harder for you to hit.
Okay. Okay, so as a move action, I'm going to leave my turret and I'm going to go down and I'm like, you know what? This is ridiculous. We need to find a way to not get hit. And she starts fiddling with the fuel tank and
Yep.
I'm like, this ought to do it.
See here, come on. Oh, beautiful. You suddenly have a lot more juice in this old junker Bone.
Nice.
So why don't you give us a piloting check? You get +2 to the total result, and they have -2 to hit.
Come on.
Oh my God.
Roll 20 is just...
Yeah.
So it's a 10. You're sort of following a remarkably straight line. Is this? You see the little green torpedo appears in the torpedo tube and flies out, smashes down. Let's see if it hits.
Low.
Yeah, I could miss. I only have +3 to hit. I need a 5 or higher to hit you. No, I don't. I need a, because you got a 10. I need a 7 to hit you. 18.
Gonna kill our friends.
Hits. Then I need a reflex save from everybody. You get +1 to it because of Bone's driving.
16.
Success.
I failed.
Oh, fail and fail. So Bone.
Oh man.
Let's see here. No one hit with a machine gun, so it's not reduced. It's not as bad as it could be.
Okay.
Bone and Briz, you each take 8 points of damage.
Oh, it is bad.
That's bad.
So Briz, you got to spend 1 point of resolve to stabilize yourself. There's no negative hit points in this.
Yeah, and do we have any hero points?
I don't think there's any astonishing fortune left.
Okay.
No.
Oh, right. We're using astonishing fortune for hero points. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So, so I will spend as resolve right now.
Okay. So that's 8 points for Bone, 8 points for Briz, and then 4 points of acid damage to the other 2 guys. And with that, so you guys see, I think, Jill, you're still up with the others. You see Briz hits the ground hard. Oh, fuck, it's got one more torpedo. God dang.
Somehow I dropped the cigarillo out of my mouth.
It's melting slowly.
Give a little flick.
So this
fall.
One more time. Then it is top of the round. So Briz, I think you can spend a point of resolve to put yourself at 0, right?
I'm gonna do that.
Hold on, what is it here?
I think that's correct.
Like, I think you spend 1 to not die, right?
Yeah. I think you spend 1 to not die, and then you need 1. You spend another 1 to go to 0 or.
Yeah, staying in the fight. You spend 1 resolve point, so now you're at 1 hit point.
1. Yes. Okay. Great.
So we're going to select this turn.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is at the start of your turn. So you actually are on the ground, kind of like.
So I will spend a move to stand back up.
Yep.
Like I'm forcing myself up to my feet. Get back on the machine guns. Die!
Machine gun or flat gun? Flat gun means harder to hit. Machine gun reduces damage.
I guess I'll do the flat gun now, but I had to move to stand up, so I don't know if I had the ability to
I'm
move
fine
over
with
to the flat.
either one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I will then have gotten up and grabbed onto the flat gun and shooting flat into the sky.
Go right ahead.
Here we go. Come on. Yes.
Nice. Yep. So flat gun -2 to hit now. All right. Next up is Jill.
Yeah, I've already decided what I was going to do before he spent his points, but seeing him get up, Zill is going to pull out his syringe and goes, "You're supposed to hide behind something," and he moves over and jabs him with a mark serum to heal him.
Now, hold on. I think you need a move action to get over there, and you need a move action to draw it. You're not going to have enough actions to apply it.
Move action to get over there and stick him with it?
Well, you need to get it out. You didn't have that in your hand while you were shooting your machine gun, right? Getting an item out takes a move action.
You can get me on in the next round.
I
I'll be
could, because I'm a biohacker, I could load it up in my needle gun and shoot you with it from like where I'm standing.
Well, in any event, you would need to ready your needle gun, yeah.
Yeah, I can get my needle gun out, and when I fire it, I have the option of using medicinal when I shoot it.
Yeah.
So he'll just pull out his gun and just hide behind something.
Okay. So you have to make an attack roll, right?
I do, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So hopefully, come on.
Come on.
Yes.
Solid hit.
Okay.
All right,
what the hell are you?
Nice.
Don't pull it out. Let it inject. And you get 4 hit points back.
Nice.
4 hit points?
You
Nice.
seriously are
That's
Anna.
awesome.
Love it. All right.
Fantastic. That's great, John.
Because I play so much fucking Overwatch 2, every time you're using your abilities, I've got the sound cues from Overwatch in mind. There's a distinctive kind of like, it's not like a gun, it's like a dart launcher sound when she shoots. And there's a bit of a whoosh sound when it applies too, so. Awesome. Thank you, Blizzard, for filling my head with those prompts. All right, so Jill, you got him back up. Boom, what are you doing?
Trying to make 2 piloting checks in a row here.
Okay, this beast.
Yes,
Solid
that was
again.
1.
Awesome. +1 to everyone's saves. Then Knickknacks, what are you doing?
Move action back to a flat gun,
Okay.
and I don't know if do I have to retarget on that creature?
No, you've declared that as your target. We're in the same scene, so.
It's same scene, so it's still targeting.
Yep.
So here we go. Fire away.
Come on. Nice. -4.
Yes.
I only have +1 to hit right now. I have no reduction on damage though. So.
Leave it to Jeff. You can do it.
Here it comes.
Come on, Jeff.
Come on, Bo.
19.
Yes.
Finally.
+2.
I need an 18 in order to hit, and I'm gonna roll that in chat.
Awesome.
I got my new Starfinder dice specifically for this campaign.
Oh.
Screwing us.
Oh, they're all. They're
Oh, I didn't know there were Starfinder dice.
They're all.
there are.
They are
These are
really
the.
nice.
I'll
They're
tell you about these
awesome.
afterwards, George. There's something. Q.
Yeah.
What is it? Q Forge or whatever. I actually ordered directly from them.
Yeah.
They've got a ton of
Oh.
stuff. I'll show you something else after the session that I got. But here we go.
Cool.
Roll in chat. Okay, so I need an 18 to hit you. On the count of 3, 1, 2. Are you kidding?
Oh my god! Fuck you,
What?
20.
Not 20. Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna roll this in chat, so I can't punch it. Oh, look at this! You're all dead.
Oh god damn it!
Awesome.
I need a reflex save from everybody, please.
Wayne's going to be happy.
Oh, it seemed like it was going to be a fun campaign. Oh my god! And all the reflexes are terrible.
Okay, so, and I think it's the DC's only 13. So Knickknack's got a success, Briz got a success, Jill and Bone failed. All right, here we
It's
go.
okay. I got a lot of hit points.
Okay, those are the two that have a lot of hit points still.
This is very true. Yeah. All
That's
right.
because Zill knows how to hide behind stuff.
11 points of damage for those who failed,
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
5
way
points of damage for those who
more than I got.
succeeded.
Okay.
So
Pilot's down.
1 point to resolve to not die.
To not die, yeah. I
And
think
So you go to 0? Is that how it works?
you go to 0 and then you spend a 1 point of resolve automatically
to be
to
not
stabilize.
dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then at the start of your turn, you can spend a point of resolve to get 1 point back. So, Briz, are you doing the same?
I did, yes. I'm down to 1 resolve,
Okay.
which I'm about to use.
All right, go ahead, right ahead, and you get your full actions
Okay.
now.
All right,
You can
excellent.
feel the
So-
whole thing is like lurching to the side as if it's out of control again, as you kind of like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah,
What-
I mean, I'm on the flat gun already, so I'm gonna
So
stand
you
back
actually
up.
get up again, Briz, and what you can see is this thing has
Started to fly off.
it's starting to fly off. It's cut
Okay.
across
so then
the
I get on a
hills.
machine gun.
Okay. Unfortunately, by the time you
I
get
just
to your
don't-
machine gun,
I just shoot into the sky.
yeah, come. It's disappeared
for the
behind the
fun. It
hills.
looks- I'm just shooting randomly.
Jill, what are you doing?
I'm looking at the medicine skill. It's a standard action. I'm going to move over to Bone because he's our pilot and try to use medicine to stop bleeding and administer aid.
Oh, he's not bleeding. Bleeding is a specific
Oh, he's not?
effect in this.
Treat deadly wounds?
Let's see here.
It takes a minute. That takes a minute. No.
Do you have any healing stuff on you?
I do have a healing serum.
Okay.
Yeah,
give me-
I'll use my Sal Voltaire. It gives him 1 hit point.
Okay. Again, like you'd have to draw it as an action, as a move action, and then you'd have to
Well,
move over as a move action, right?
He's unconscious, so do I have to aim to shoot him, or can I just pop him in the butt?
It'll be easier to hit him at AC 5. Once
Okay.
you pop a shot.
Cool. Yeah, shoot him.
Love it.
I'm totally going to shoot him in the ass.
Okay.
Yeah. Full attack.
Oh,
You know what you do with the crit is I'll maximize the effect. What's the most he can heal from that?
awesome.
3 plus medicine tier. So 4.
Okay. You're Bone, you're suddenly awake.
He didn't even have time to fall over, and he just shot him.
Yeah.
And he's like,
4 hit
"Oh."
points, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Bone, you are actually back and awake and behind the wheel of this thing. You look in the like it's not like a rear view mirror, but it's like a digital display of the rear view, and you look up and you can see that the swarm ship has, called off or peeled off its attack, and seems to be flying off.
Phew.
Get us out of here.
Knickknacks.
Yeah.
See, I would have spent 1 resolve to stabilize and then 1 resolve to start at 1 hit point again.
Okay.
I mean, you could stay unconscious and just let someone apply a serum if you want instead.
Oh, I'm definitely going to apply a serum when it's my turn again. So
Yeah, you know what? I think I'll just sit here stabilized at 0.
Okay. So Zill, go ahead and give us a 1d8 roll. Does the biohacker give you any bonus to applying healing things?
not unless I'm right next to him. So if I have to shoot him, it's just.
Well, no, I
whatever
mean,
it
at
does.
this point, you can walk over. He's stable, so you could walk over and apply it.
I can. I can hit him with my because it's a new day, right?
New day, yep.
Yep, I can hit him with my cyber medicine boost, which increases the healing by 50%.
Nice. Okay, so 3 points back.
That's great.
Well, you know what? Since you're using that ability, I think it's worth rolling the dice again.
Okay, so I'll hit him with an actual vial of healing,
Okay.
And did it catch up? Okay.
Nice.
So 8 hit points.
Cool.
So, yep. No, a round down, remember.
Who's that on?
Oh, 7. Yeah, it was you.
That's on you.
On
7
me?
points on you, Knickknacks.
Okay, that's a her, by the way. Here you
Who said her? Who said him?
go. I don't know.
Who's misgendering? Come on, guys. All right. Then, with that, guys, with each of you sort of dragging your ass back up, fortunately, that is the only incident with a swarm.
Bastards.
So,
I heard like hell.
yeah, you are all definitely feeling. Now, you will have another. First off, you have 10 minutes to regain stamina points. If you have resolve points back, you could spend a point to get your stamina back. Briz has unfortunately. Now, Briz, did you start with 4? Oh, you've been down and up twice on your own, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
But I
And
do
so-
have one of these serums.
Okay.
So I think
Yeah,
I
I'm
will
going to use
that.
one as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I've used a lot of my healing items.
Okay, so let's see.
Oh, 8. Nice.
You're at 9. That's good.
All right. So the after the or during one of the breaks, as you're traveling across the agricultural processing centers and the miles of automated farmlands that you're passing through, a medic comes over and takes the other driver away. And if you don't mind driving, Bone, they'll leave you to command the rear guard.
Yeah, I guess I'll keep driving.
That's
Okay.
on Zill.
Oh, you
The-
gave me healing? Thank
Yeah,
you.
we don't know that there's not going to be another thing, and
Yep.
and you,
Actually-
you get a shot of healing, so she's going to give you one back.
I might have time to do treat deadly wounds. I can do that once per day, I think, because I got a minute.
Okay. Let's see here.
Maybe treat Briz.
It'll only get 1 hit point though, so
got no
I
stamina.
think you
and-
have to be. Doesn't treat deadly wounds only treat someone who's actually dying?
to a living wounded creature. It didn't say anything about dying.
Oh yeah. No, you're right.
And if
I
I
have, a
see
med, I have a med kit. Do you want to use it?
my little thing acts as a med kit.
Okay.
Okay.
If I exceed it by 5 or more, I can add my intelligence modifier to the healing. Okay.
Okay.
Who is the most down?
And the med equipment you were using, we looked this up last time actually.
This is a basic med kit for my micro lab here.
Okay, let's see here. DC. It doesn't have the actual DC. Maybe let's. I'll tell you what it is, John. If you could add it in there.
Okay.
The DC. Where is it here? Is it here? So, because I remember we actually looked this up last time. I think.
Okay, click.
There's hybrid items, magic items.
First aid is DC
Basic
15.
med kit, DC 25. Treat deadly wounds. So go ahead and give us, and it'll restore 1 hit point.
Okay. Medicine, right?
Yes, please.
Shoot.
And there's no consequence for failure on this, so you're not going to hurt anybody. It's either
Come on, nat 20.
go.
Ah, damn.
Okay, who is that on?
Well, I am going to use my communalism to re-roll that.
Okay.
Actually, I think I'm going to hit Brisbane with it because he's the one looking the most beat up with it. So
Okay.
hopefully.
Oh,
Okay, you can also do that on Bone and Knickknacks.
Okay.
There's no consequence to doing it other way. The thing is with a med kit, you can only do it once per day. With a med lab, you can do it more often.
Okay.
Knickknacks is watching you, just like. So how's that working exactly? And
Try
asking
bone.
questions.
Nope. And knick-knack.
There you go.
Hey.
Knickknacks,
And
another point
that's
back.
25. Yep.
Okay, great. So, guys, the Sato region consists of, as I said, primarily a massive agricultural processing centers amid miles of automated farmlands. It is bounded by the Jurdos Mountains to the north and the Dethamar River to the northeast. and the Eskew Ocean to the west and southwest. The capital of the region is Rios City, which is 400 miles of winding highways from what was Fort Gallant. Along the way, the convoy passes through a few small towns with large neon yellow evacuation notices plastered on every door and window. All the freeway signs likewise are displaying now in their sort of bright hollow displays a yellow neon yellow sign saying to evacuate to Rios City. Shortly before nightfall, the convoy rolls over a hill and into the outskirts of a city overflowing with evacuees. Dozens of starships can be seen landing and taking off from a starport north of the city. The convoy stops a mile from the city limits, where the road is blocked by a tangle of abandoned cars. So you guys, it takes you a little while to get word to the back of the caravan. You can hear that Commander Najiri gives the order to abandon the vehicles and walk into Rios City. As the civilians begin moving ahead, Najiri seems to be meeting with each squad and handing out orders, accompanied by Quartermaster Jankser, the little Yasaki, who's handing out R2Es. That's what it was, R2Es, ready to eat. R2Es for the night's dinner. You guys have a minute or so before she reaches you. Anything you guys have want to talk about amongst yourselves?
Sure has been a dangerous couple of days.
Stop almost dying, please.
It's been crazy.
Yeah, I'll do my best. What was strange to me is, why'd they stop shooting?
They ran out of ammo.
Maybe.
Do they have a limited number of those torpedo things on the ship?
It would make sense to you. There are those kinds of seeking type weapons often are limited in their resources as opposed to direct fire or direct energy weapons.
I think that'll explain that to the group.
Well, that's good to know.
You can see as you're standing on the side, it's that scene from Aliens with part of the metal's all melted away and stuff, and it's scoured. You can picture what a direct hit would have been like. And thanks to the canny evasive maneuvers by Bone, none of you guys suffered a direct hit from this thing, which would have melted likely the entire back of that vehicle.
Way to go, Bone.
Yeah. You saved our skin.
I feel like I didn't even do that great of a job, honestly. It was difficult.
You're alive. We're alive. You did a good job.
Yeah.
I tried that.
So as you guys are taking a moment, you realize that Commander Najiri is making her way over towards you, walking like, she was born with that cyber leg now, thanks to your great work, guys. She walks over and says, "Midnight Squad, muster up."
Form up.
I've been in touch with SDF Command here in Rios City. Evacuation is underway, but there's still a lot of work to be done. They recently sent a squad up to a temple of Hylax north of the city, but haven't heard back from them yet. Your antennae kind of twitch at that, Gilles. You guys all would know Hylax is, of course, the goddess of the Shirin, and it's said to be at one point of the Swarm as well.
I send money monthly to the church.
So Hylax, also known as the Forever Queen, lawful good goddess of diplomacy, first contact, friendship, and peace. The Church of Hylax is one of the dominant religions on Suskalon. We sent a squad up to a temple, the SDF Command sent a squad up to the Temple of Hylax, north of the city, but haven't heard back from them yet. I want you to make your way up there via the main highway, and Lieutenant Gorham pulls up the map once again. This is where you guys are right now. That's the Temple of Hylax. I'm sure those other red dots are nothing. I wouldn't worry about them.
We should commandeer one of these vehicles.
No need to do so. We will be supplying you with an SDF troop hardtop.
Oh, less acid. Good.
Hopefully, so the swarm, what effort or what attention they're paying is to the evacuating ships. So while it's obviously a danger and a significant impediment to the evacuation efforts, it will at least allow you to hopefully conduct this mission without the attention of the swarm. There is, so I want to take you a main highway up there. There's a Shirin priest whose name is Gilanan. He runs the temple. See if he has any information about the lost squad and bring him back here to safety. If you see any civilians along the way, make sure they're moving to the evacuation zone here. And she looks over at you all. Do you have any questions, soldiers? And this seems to be a genuine point of her. This is more her seeing if you have any questions about the mission. This is sort of like, this is your time to ask them if you've got them.
Known enemy contacts along the way, sir?
It's mostly clear farmlands between here and the mountains. And though the swarm has taken out a bunch of our satellites, we still have a few eyes in the sky. There shouldn't be anything airborne, but those dredgers, they are hard to track when they burrow underground, so don't let your guard down. If you come across swarm components and can't fight them, it's better to evade or stay hidden. Remember, your priority now is protecting civilians and helping them evacuate and finding that priest.
Yes, sir. Don't need to fight everything. Just need to get the mission done.
Lieutenant Gorman sort of, hits activates something that'll show you a sort of a distance. It's 180 miles to get to the city of Linmari, which is right here. And then it's another dozen or so miles up mountainous roads to get to the temple. Remember when I told you guys that this adventure inadvertently has all the tropes that I love? Winter, mountain travel, some wilderness stuff. Love this adventure.
Tunneling and acid spitting aliens.
Yep. It's like they wrote it just for me. So, any other questions, soldiers?
When do we depart?
Well, better question is, when do we need to be back?
You need to be back.
Ultimate timeline?
It seems like having to cross the Deathamar River might slow the swarm down and advance a bit, but not forever. Mechanized divisions are going to hold them down as long as possible, but I think we still only have 2, maybe 3 days before they gain a foothold in the Sator region and come west to finish the job they started. Barring any major complications, though, that should still give you plenty of time to get there and back.
There and back again.
Should charge up our suits just in case. It's been, 10 hours to get here?
10 hours, correct.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's charge up and head out.
Dawn tomorrow. Rest tonight. Soldiers, let me give you your tokens here, guys.
I need it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you'll have a night to rest up here, guys. And then tomorrow morning is when you'll pile into what's effectively an SDF Jeep. So once again, written just for me. What do you guys... do you have any last questions? Oh, why are these...
I was saying, you said any last words. I'm like, what?
You guys are...
in the red tokens?
Hold on, let me get... Oh, did you guys all fully heal up already?
You dropped us in fully healed.
Not.
Oh, fuck, I don't know why it's doing that. That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm down. I'm correct.
Yeah, yours is still down, but everyone else seems to be suddenly healing up as soon as I put the new tokens down. I will stop doing that without giving you guys a chance to. Well, here's the thing. You're going to have a chance to fully heal up, and the medics will also treat you once again.
Okay.
So you guys will be starting tomorrow with full health, full stamina, full resolve.
Okay, that's great.
You guys will be basically camping and sleeping in amongst the sort of abandoned vehicles here. Anything you guys wish to do tonight?
Is there a quartermaster?
His brain is just exploding with resolve. I'm so determined!
That's right. Yeah. I didn't know which was green and which was blue for a second. They're all at 0.
Yeah. Sorry, Dave, I talked over you.
No, I'm good.
All right. So anything you guys tell us about what your evening is like, guys?
Are we staying in tents or what's the barracks
tent.
type?
I might just
What's that place?
You guys have tents, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can we just hunker down in one of these armored vehicles? That might be safer.
Armored vehicles explode.
Armored vehicles also protected us from giant acid torpedoes. I don't think my tent would do that.
No, I think it's a good
impressed.
idea. If we're in the armored vehicle, we're off the ground, so the burrowers can't get us. Armored vehicle.
Yeah. Nicaralos is like, I'm sleeping in an armored vehicle tonight. Save the tenting for when we don't have something.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm with you.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hope you don't mind if I smoke.
I mind. Put my mask up.
You're starting to realize that he's doing that on purpose.
You do know that Sharon breathes through their skin, right?
The entire thing is soaked in insecticide as well.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so guys, you all managed to take a sleep. Is anybody keeping watch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would take a turn at watch for sure.
Okay.
Bill thinks that we have like 100 different eyes that we might not need to, but he can be convinced to take a shift.
Okay.
There's like soldiers everywhere.
Yeah. I think while someone else is on watch, you see Knickknacks like because her pistols are like guns, so she's like flipping up a bullet. She's pulled one of the bullets out of and she's just like flipping it in the air and catching it and twirling it around in her fingers and flipping it again, and just like using her targeting on the bullet, just trying to distract her brain from all the crap that we've gone on. It's just like, I just need to not think about the swarm for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Zill is preparing for like our trip, and he's preparing boosters for our pilot. mini boosters.
I have some kind of weird deck of cards, and on my watch, I'm playing solitaire.
Okay. Are they like hollow cards too?
Yeah, I think there's something interesting about them.
Okay.
Something sci-fi.
So it's like you're throwing cards up on the side wall of the inside of the armored vehicle, and we're like watching you play. Like, well, why would you do that? You should have.
Depending on his.
Every time someone. Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say, so like he throws one up, and it's a card he didn't like, so he kind of looks at the guys and then twists it for a moment, and it shimmers, and it changes to the one he needed.
We are in sync. Yes, that's exactly what happens.
That's awesome.
I don't understand the rules of this game. Is that cheating?
And Knickknacks is like, mathematically, it would have been better to put it over there.
All right,
It's called
so then
solitaire for a reason.
yeah.
Hey, Kevin, the subsystem we're using with the piloting and whatnot, that doesn't take an actual combat rounds, right? It's like over the course of minutes and hours, right?
The one that we just went through?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, basically,
Okay.
yeah.
The reason is my auto injectors or / boosters only work for 6 rounds, so I assume it's only one time per use if we're doing something like that.
Oh yes, and I don't think we have anything like that again, but it is something. It's a very fucking cool example of how you can structure something. You know, you can incorporate some really cool shit like starship combat on a fleeing vehicle without just being like, and then you all die. You know.
Right.
So with Zill's ability to do the auto booster, the injector, I'm thinking what he can do is he's only get like one auto. It takes 10 minutes to prep, but he can just hit him with normal boosters. So it's like he could spend his turn just giving him a +2, just hitting him in the neck with it, just for that one little round of scene or something.
Like a +2 to hit, you mean, or
+2 to his skill check for piloting.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I can't give him a bonus to hit. So.
Okay. All right. So
that's
then,
what he's doing.
Jeff, we haven't heard what Bone's been doing tonight, so why don't you instead tell us about the vivid dream he has once again?
This time, it's like the acid torpedo that he saw hit the pilot right in front of his eyes.
Yeah.
And I think he just keeps seeing members of his family, his coach, maybe some of the guys on the team that he really, they'll just be doing something normal, like sitting and having dinner, and all of a sudden one of these torpedoes will just come through the window, and the people that he's with will just get consumed by this acid. And he'll leave and be in the next scene or whatever, and it'll happen again, and it just keeps happening over and over.
Okay. When you finally wake up again, where have you been sleeping? Do you think it's in the back of one of these vehicles? Is it in the seat? Is it in like a bench or something like that? What do you think?
Yeah, actually maybe he was sleeping in the vehicle.
Okay. So you look out your window and you can see that Lieutenant Gorham is there again. And he waves at you and gestures. It looks like he's already got the rest of your squad up. So Midnight Squad is up. Once you're ready, you get yourself out. Everyone looks about as haggard as what you feel. And similarly, no one has... it looks like everyone has likely had a disturbed sleep. Did anyone talk about the dreams they had the night before?
I definitely didn't.
Not previously.
Other than Zill's comment about the burrows, no, he didn't mention it.
Okay. So each of you had a similar disturbing and yet vivid dream as well. So you were led by Lieutenant Gorham up to effectively like a sci-fi looking Jeep with a hard top. It is all fueled up. And no, sorry, it isn't. It is a large multi-wheeled vehicle. It's a great big thing with a boxy cabin and a flat bed covered with a hard plastic cover. 4 medium-sized creatures can fit in the truck cabin with 1 character driving, and up to 10 can sit on the wooden benches in the bed. It's got a top speed of 50 miles an hour, but the occasional abandoned vehicle or other hazard on the highway means that you won't be able to maintain that speed. The distance between Rios City and Linmari, the city of Linmari, is 180 miles, which is like a minimum of 3.5 hours, although you're going to have to see how things go. Day. So, anything you guys wish to do, the vehicle, it's one of these military vehicles, so you just, sort of a, push start kind of thing. Yeah. Gorham says, you take care, Midnight Squad. We want to see you back here.
Fifth keeps fighting. We'll be back.
First to fight, last to leave. And he salutes you guys and leaves you to your vehicle. So
Zill's going to start working up a little injector and just fitting it around the back of Bones' neck, and says, things get dicey, hit it and it'll make your reflexes sharper for a little bit.
Great, you guys want me to see if I can supercharge this baby?
We'll give you a +2 to your skill checks for 6 rounds.
You want to take a look, Dick Dax, see if there's anything?
Yeah, I think she'll I don't know if it's pop the hood or crawl underneath or something like that, and take a look and see if there's anything that can be done.
Yeah, give us an engineering check, please. Pretty good. You are going to have, barring any damage, you're going to have absolutely no mechanical issues with this vehicle on the road up. And knowing that you're going to be going up some winding roads as well, up into the mountains that are going to be likely of suspect condition, you're going to have no issues with traction either. They've got the tires are perfectly semi-deflated, so they'll have great traction on them.
Let's Bone know the status of the vehicle.
Thank you.
It's actually large enough in the deck as well. You can set up a tent out back and sleep back there. With it, you need to take extra time. Okay.
I don't know if I want to do any more sleeping today, though.
Then, if there's nothing else, guys, fire up the vehicles and start heading out.
Let's go.
Okay. So the path along the highway is very similar. Let me see if I got a highway number for this. I can't remember if they did or not. It says the Highway of Death. That's weird. I wonder why they call it. Oh.
Highway 69.
No, I don't think I'm supposed to read that out loud, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's weird they have that in there.
It's a highway of swarm death. Kill them all.
All right, so tell me about what you guys are thinking. Where are you in the vehicle as you guys are making your way along?
I think Knickknacks is going to be scouting from, I don't know, one of the windows, or if she can get up even on top.
Sure.
Just kind of like...
Your environmental suit will protect you from the weather completely, so...
Yeah, it's just, so she can keep track of what's going on up there. And she won't have her rifle out, but she'll have her long arm ready if needed. And a triple tap on the roof means we got incoming.
Okay. Well, the rest you
I
got
think Briz would like to be in the essentially the passenger seat if there's one available. He's got his laser pistol in his hand on his lap, and he's ready to, if he starts to hear knocking above, he's gonna point it out. He's gonna, whatever the effect, rolling down the window means in this space vehicle.
Okay.
He's gonna do that and start shooting.
Okay.
Zill is he's just laying out his needle rifle, pulling out his gear maintenance kit, and just making sure everything is in top condition, because they're going out on their own into a war zone, and
Sure.
he's doesn't want anything to jam up.
Is Jill in the front or the back then? Because it's sort of a bench seat the way they describe it in the front.
Yeah, he'll be in the back, so because he's got all the room that he needs to move stuff around.
Yeah, great. Okay, and I think you can. It's easy to kind of go boom, 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 boom for Knickknacks to let both sides know, because you got that hard back on the back, and then there's the cab up front. What about Bone?
Well, Bone's piloting, right?
Yep. So you're driving along. All right, guys.
Don't pick at the injector.
So it is. Let's see here. You have been traveling for about a little more than an hour. And you're finding that along here, this is because it's closer to the city, there's also more towns that are located nearby, or more like sort of exurbs kind of places where you've got built up community. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. All the character classes seem super fucking cool. Like, it's definitely a credit to the game that each of the character classes seems like you've got some really cool things you can do.
I just like how Zill is developing as I play him.
That's excellent to
It's
hear.
not like you're playing like Space Fighter, Space Rogue, Space
Gnome.
Space Cleric. Like, it's
Totally.
Yeah, these are like truly independent and unique classes.
Mm-hmm.
They could use his little quips like, "Don't pick at it." Love it.
Also, none of you guys are playing spellcasters.
That may change a little bit. I just saw the new class in the book you sent us. The
Scion, yeah, or the
Scion.
precog.
The precog. I'm like, precog, psychic bugs, Starship Troopers, biohacker. Come on.
Galactic Magic.
I have to read it first, so.
The newest supplement, Galactic Magic, is super fucking cool.
And the best thing is, Zill, even though Sharon get a +2 wisdom, I made his intelligence as high a stat. And the Scions use intelligence, and I'm like, oh!
George, you're going to say?
I was just going to say, I have pre-ordered the Galactic Magic book, unfortunately, so...
there is a specialty for the... what do you call it? For the what's your character class again? It's not Envoy. It's Operative.
Operative.
Yeah,
yes.
for the Operative, I think it's called Arcane Assassin.
Here we go.
I get out, and just as I think I'm out, they magically drag me back in.
Yep, it already paid for itself with one thing.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are about an hour and a half. As I said, like it's much of the same on the left side of the highway or the east side of the highway. As you're traveling along, it's more of those like automated, farmlands and whatnot. Yeah, totally.
Yes.
And you're passing through a lot of not like small town, kind of like agricultural small towns. They feel more like the sort of feeder communities or like bedroom communities for Rios City. And as you guys are going along through maybe like the second or third of these vehicles, about 60 miles north of Rios City, there is a guy who comes running out from the side of and as you're driving along, there are a bunch of like ruined vehicles and abandoned and not just like commuter vehicles, but like large transport vehicles and things like that. There is a rail on Susquehanna, but there's also a lot of like hover truck transport as well. So you're passing some of these big multi-container vehicles, and it's around one of these snarls in one of these smaller towns where this guy comes running out. He's bleeding from the head, or it seems to be at least blood coming out from the head. And he begins shouting at you, "My friend got attacked by one of those damn bug things. He's bleeding to death. You gotta help him." He seems...
Is this mission critical?
Quite agitated.
Where is this friend?
And you... if you guys... first off, Bone, do you stop? He's probably about 60 feet away from you when he first comes out.
Yeah, I stopped the vehicle.
Okay. So you stop the vehicle. From where you are, I think, Knickknacks, you can definitely see that there is someone on the ground, and it looks like they are pretty... there's blood kind of on the clothing.
All of a sudden you hear Shizuba's, "Help's on the way!"
Okay.
He just sprints over there.
Okay, so Gilles hops out and starts running over. So you guys can see, I think, Bone in the rearview mirror, you see Gilles hops out of the back. George, go ahead.
I'm gonna get out of the cab, and I got my pistol at the ready, and I'm looking around for any signs that this is a double cross or some kind of trick.
I'm gonna pull out my long arm and kneel on top of the vehicle.
Okay.
And I'm just going to like scout out the nearby buildings and...
Riz, as you step out of the vehicles, about when Gilles runs past you, Gilles runs over to the guy and he's like, come on. And he turns. Let me just whisper something to you.
Oh, well, I don't think Jonathan's going to mind making a new character. I mean, interesting.
John likes character creation. He'll be fine.
I do like character creation.
That's right.
But as a player, I suspected this could be a trap. As Zil, his first instinct is to help.
Love it.
But if I get within 30 feet,
totally
I would like to do a sense motive because I got limited telepathy and he might be shady.
A little too late for that. Trap set.
That's why I said I would like
fine.
to.
I think you're good. I think nothing's going to happen.
I hope so.
Yeah. This is where, if you stop, they give you 5 packs of MK1 that they could have used on themselves.
Because my syringes don't always help people.
Right.
There we go.
Okay. Got it.
So I'm... Briz, do we need to drop into initiative here?
Not yet.
Okay.
But my hand is on my finger is now on the trigger.
Okay. So your weapon's out, fingers on the trigger. Knickknacks has got herself in position. Bone, what are you doing as Gilles led over to this guy?
I'll step out of the vehicle and stand by it.
Okay.
Go ahead, TACOM.
So Jill gets over, and Bill, you sort of kneel down and look at this guy. Why don't you give us a medicine check, please?
Gotcha. Can I be asking? Was it a tunneler as I kneel down?
Yeah, tunneler. It was a tunneler.
Oh, good. I can sense them coming.
Nat 20. About that.
Oh.
I was actually wrong because you don't have tremor sense. You have blind sense, so it's an air, or you have air sense. So if it's above the surface, you can sense them, but not below the surface. It's
actually it was vibrations. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. It's as soon as we said that, and I read your ability, I'm like, I'm not sure I got that right, and it's cool. They have a separate sense for like tremor sense.
Gotcha.
So here's what I'm going to say: is actually, Zill, you're not going to be surprised this round.
Okay.
So this is all sort of happening simultaneously. We're cutting back between everyone else. You come up, and from what the guy said about the tunneler, you're like, oh, well, he seemed to agree pretty quickly. And there's no way that there's enough blood. There's blood on this thing's clothes, but it doesn't seem to be coming from him. And Bone, as soon as you step out, you look over, and you can see a shadow moving behind a derelict vehicle. It sounds like there are two other figures who are moving over there. This is an ambush. Guys, click on your token. Let's roll some initiative.
This is what I get for not metagaming.
Well, you are not. No, you're going to definitely nat 20.
Well, no, I mean, running into the ambush is Zill, so.
Oh, that's you'll be getting.
Yeah, that's great.
You know what? So to allay any concerns between the nat 20 you rolled and that excellent role playing, you guys get 2 points of astonishing fortune.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Never let it be said I won't kick the shit out of you without first doing something.
Right. Making us feel like we have a chance.
Exactly. Let me quickly set these guys. There's one token up here, guys. And then, so here you can see. Now I think I've set these ones up. All right, perfect. You guys can see the bar, but not the number?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, so there's two that are over by Jill, and then there are two that are hidden behind. And I know I don't need to say this, but they're not clones. It's just that there's only one on the stream.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, God, clones, look out! Is there an island nearby? All right, let me roll for them. Speaking of the island, one of the story I heard about that film, about the reason, and maybe you told me this, George, but the reason they ended up using in the second Transformers, I think they reused, or maybe it's the first one, they reused a whole sequence that was shot for the island in that film, and the reason they did it is because there was someone who was an extra, who was a driver in that, who got horrifically injured while they were shooting the island. And because she wasn't she wasn't covered by any kind of insurance or whatnot, she had no one to pay for the stuff. So they included that stuff in the film so that she would get residuals from it a second time.
I definitely didn't tell you that story because I wasn't aware of it. But other than I knew that injury had happened on the island, but it's the exact same writers and director.
Oh, so yeah, there you go.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool because I know that there was a lot of bitching about this. This scene makes me think of that. For whatever shit that Michael Bay gets from that, that's a pretty fucking solid thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then, here we go, guys. Top of the round, we got Briz, who is fully aware. This will be a surprise round. Here's what I'm gonna let you do, Briz, is I'll let you take, because you had a ready to action. You knew from the get-go what was going on here, and you actually rolled a nat 20 on your perception when I was checking to see if you spotted anything. You can trigger a ready to action and then take either a standard or a move action.
Okay. So yes, and to clarify what I was thinking just for you is that he knew what these people might be from what he saw, but he thought, look, the swarm is killing everybody. So these people might be actually hurt. I don't know. So he was like,
so what's triggering is you can see the one next to, let me try and allay your fears here too. The one next to Zill, it has brought out a tactical baton, the kind that, say, prison guards would use to make, uncooperative prisoners behave. He's pulling it out. You can tell he's going to try and clark Zill in the back of the head.
Okay, so I'm going to shoot that guy.
Okay.
I'm going to use a trick attack to do so.
Okay.
So do you have his CR?
Yes. So it'll be 0 effectively.
Okay, so I need a 20 or better on this, and so I am a daredevil, so I can use acrobatics for this. So like I leap and do a tumble and come up with my weapon, and to try to. Yes. Okay.
Fucking awesome.
He's flat-footed against this attack.
Yep.
I'm gonna do an extra D4. So here comes my laser pistol.
Okay.
Not a full attack.
Solid
15.
hit.
Okay, so we get 2
extra
plus an
damage.
additional 1d4. Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, takes 3 total.
Then you have a standard action.
So
move.
can I shoot him? Can I shoot him again?
Yep, as a free action. I'm giving you. You're rolling that 20 in your perception before, so I'm assuming you readied something, and now you can take your surprise action.
So then, of course, the way that I actually shot him is somehow there's a mechanism on my laser pistol that allows me to go like that.
Yes.
So here we go. Oh no! But that was
2 points of astonishing fortune.
Goes wide.
2.
Yeah. Sure. Let's do it. I got to save my buddy.
There you go.
I'm counting on
nice
it. Nice
shot.
Yeah, plus an extra D4. Oh God.
No, extra D4 is that. I think that takes a full action, doesn't it?
Oh. Well, it's actually as a
for your trick shot.
Yes, you were correct. You're correct.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Then Jill,
he does 4.
Standard or a move action? What are you doing? You can picture that one of them is on the ground next to you, and one of them is standing right behind you. And you're through your segmented eyes, you can see that one is bringing that baton out and is about to hit you.
Well, he's going to use a standard action to take a total defense.
Okay.
He's gonna turtle up and goes, "Shoot him, guys! Shoot him!"
Nice. Nick Axe.
She's gonna shoot him, guys. Shoot him.
Okay. There's the one standing over. I don't think you've seen the 2 that are behind the vehicle yet. Bone's the only one who's seen them.
No.
But you can see there's the one that got shot by Briz.
And this round it's just a standard or move action?
Standard or move action, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm not going to target. I'm just going to shoot
Go right ahead.
my laser rifle.
Here we go. Breaking this thing in now. Go. That's a hit. Okay. He's tagged in the back. There's a flare on the back of his jacket. And then it is... So they're surprised they don't get an action. Bone, standard or move action?
Move.
What are you doing?
Moving towards the 2 that are no one's seen behind the vehicle.
Awesome. So you're running over there. All right, guys. We're at top of the round. You have full actions now. Briz, what are you doing?
I will do the same thing. I'm going to try to... I'm going to leap behind a tree.
Okay.
So I'm trying to make my acrobatics. Nope.
1 point of astonishing fortune left.
And I won't use it, but I will still take my shot here.
Okay. Yep, that's a hit.
12.
And that is enough. What's it look like as you kill him?
It goes right through his shoulder and leaves a smoking hole, and it cauterizes the wound, and he drops.
And you hear a clatter as that tactical baton hits the ground. Jill, you're up next. What are you doing?
Zill flicks his hand, his move action. He flicks out his tactical baton and just creams the guy in front of him. He tries to anyway.
He is prone right now as well, because he's faking being down.
In fact, if he's prone,
There's a character in our Spires of Paradar game. He's a doctor as well too, and I've described his bludgeoning attack as percussive sedative.
So whatever prone gives me, and then 1 damage.
Okay. So your prone is minus 4 AC. That's actually that is a hit.
Nice.
Link.
Not a lot of damage. You clark him in the side of the head a little bit. Then it is Knickknacks. What are you doing? Full actions now.
Then she will. Actually, she'll just shoot again with her. Actually, no. She'll, as a move action, use her.
So let me. I'll give you one little bit. Right now, what you can see is the one that's on the ground, and a prone target has plus 4 AC versus range attacks.
Okay, and then I saw Bone take off the other way.
Yeah, Bone ran off in a direction. You could spend a move action to like seek.
Seek.
Yeah.
Yeah, to see where Bone's going.
So I think you can see, then you can definitely see the two that are sort of, because they're moving out from behind the corner now, so you'll be able to see them.
Okay, then she'll leave that one that's on the ground, and she'll target one of the ones that Bone's going towards.
Okay. Go ahead. Come on, Nat 20. 13 is still an 8 points of damage. Nice shot. Nice. So one of them is Bone. You're starting to move over. One of them is kind of moves partially from behind the vehicle, and there's a flash of reddish light that hits him. Look at this, guys. Boom!
Nice. That's awesome.
All right, then it's their turn. All right, 2 of them come running up to you. Those truncheons out, or those tactical batons out, and
Bone.
Bone. Your KAC is a 16. So I need a 10 to hit you. Either of them. One of them manages to hit. That is 5 points of damage.
Ow.
Hits you. The other one hits your armor. It doesn't get through at all. Jill, this one's going to scramble up to its feet.
Run while you can, human.
No, it's going to try and hit you.
I know. I'm shit talking with my -1 intimidate.
Let's see here. I got a 23, so it's a hit.
Oh, yeah.
And the damage is 7 points of damage.
Ow, you winded me.
Wow.
You filthy bug, he says. Bone, what are you doing?
I'll eat you like the swarm.
You got 2 of these guys in your grill now.
Yeah, Bone is going to use his nanites to manifest his longsword.
Yep.
And attack them.
Go right ahead. Now, did you spend a move action to manifest it, or are you spending one of your activations to get it in a free action?
Well, I'm not moving. They're already right on me, right? So I can just use my move action?
You could, but if you want to do a full attack.
Oh, I see. No, I just want to do 1 attack.
Okay, go right ahead.
If they're not freaked out by a longsword appearing and attacking them, you know.
Okay.
This should do.
Solid hit.
Oh, nice.
Once again, why don't you tell us what it looks like as that injured one dies?
I just, I think I just stab him through, actually.
It could be he's tagged by the laser blast, sort of falls back, and then you begin stabbing as the longsword is forming, and it kind of, T-1000 style stabs through him. You pull it back, and the other one's like, huh. Briz, you're up now.
I'm going to kind of do a spin maneuver and come back around and try to confuse this guy.
Okay.
Let's see if it works. Nope. And I'll take my shot at him with my laser pistol.
That is a hit. You tag him in the back.
1 point of damage.
So grazing hit. Jill, what are you doing?
Move action. With my free hand, I'm going to grab my standard syringe and try to jab the guy with an inhibitor.
Nice.
So let's see if I get him.
What is it, just against his KAC?
Should be.
Okay.
Oh, that's bad.
You want to spend Astonishing Fortune? Yeah, 1 more left.
I kind of do, and we're almost out of time.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
Hiya.
Come on. Nat 20.
Oh, yes! Hell yeah!
Nat 20.
Okay, so the inhibitor that I'm giving him is... It's a basic inhibitor. I'm giving him a -2 to his AC.
Okay. So I think that you hit it. You see what you can't really see. I didn't describe it yet, but there's a scorpion tattoo on it. And I think you get him right in the stinger, as it goes in. So he's got what, -2 to hit now?
To AC.
Oh, -2 to AC.
Yeah,
so sort
like,
of clumsy.
Taste my swarm venoms.
Okay. Nick Dax, what are you doing?
Move action. She's going to use her combat targeting on the one that's still fighting Bone.
Okay. Got
and
it.
And then right here.
Go. That is still a hit. All right. Tags that one as well. Anything else, Nick Dax?
That'll be all.
That'll be all. All right. So then the one facing you, Bone, it desperately kind of like leaps up, tries to get you. Clumsy. These guys are clearly more bullies than they are warriors. And the one fighting you, Nick Dax, or Zil.
Run away.
Try and get you again.
Speaking of his head.
I have a 15 at KAC. I think that's
on the nose.
On the nose. Okay. 7 points of damage again.
Stop hurting me so much. Hey, I told you guys to shoot him. Shoot him.
Bone, what are you doing?
Shoot him? Oh, okay.
Well, I'll attack him.
Okay.
I don't think I need the full attack.
You most definitely do not.
Wow.
Pull the sword back, and then it's a. He tried to hit you with the baton. You sort of look at him. You shove him back so he's off balance. Hits the car, and then you just stick it through him, and you can hear the screech of your nanite sword passing into the vehicle. And you pull it back and look over at the one still fighting Jill. You could actually do a move over in that direction if you like.
Yeah, I might as well move over that way.
Okay.
E5 from Bex coming to smash scum.
Okay. Briz, you're running through these cars. Kind of take your shots where you can. What are you doing?
Yep, I'm gonna do the same thing again, and just for fun, I'm gonna like spin my laser pistol and then. So I'm gonna try to get a shot in at him. Yes, okay, I got it.
Yep.
So this will be against his flat-footed.
Here we go.
See.
Now one.
Oh.
Well, my -2 to his AC can't help you there.
Nope, can't do with it. So I shoot Zil. No.
Let's see here. Hold on.
No, you don't.
Which one is the
Never know.
No. Mm-mm.
Justifying a purchase today? That's pretty good. All right. So. There you go. George, would you kindly tell me when to stop?
Stop.
Okay. This was a energy shot.
Yes.
My thinky bits. You take half weapon damage and move one step down the intelligence poison track until healed.
Okay. So I take 1 point. Is it a hit point or it comes off my stamina?
It comes off your stamina.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be hit points. It's just stamina damage. And round down on the half.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's just.
So it was 1, right?
I think as you're tracking along, it maybe hits like a mirror or something like that, and it just sort of diffuses in a weird way and kind of like shit.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything on the sheet for the intelligence, so I'm just going to make a note of it.
It is.
Okay.
Let's see
here. Is it on there?
I don't know. Let's see here. Because conditions are like it's sort of how they model like poison and radiation and exhaustion
so
and stuff like that.
What is the name of it?
It is a. Let's see here. It's not a condition. Yeah, you move one down on the intelligence damage track.
That's what I'm not seeing this.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to take a look afterwards. In any event,
Yeah. I'm making a note.
Negative those. Okay. Yeah, we'll look up what that actually does afterwards. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'll look at it. Totally.
Okay. Then it is Jill. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to do my first full attack. I'm going to try to drain him in the face twice with my baton.
Okay.
Run away, human!
Okay, full attack. One of them connects. Boom.
Okay.
You hit him. It's a like kind of in the bulk of his body, but not quite good enough.
They're coming for you.
So Knickknacks spins back to where she was shooting before, uses her combat targeting on the guy who's standing there fighting with Sil, and let's one rip.
That is a hit. And his turn. Jill, you have an attack of opportunity. He's running away.
Oh yeah, I'm swinging.
Okay.
Kneecap.
Hamstring him.
So you hit him. It's actually not enough to drop him.
That's fine.
But he's running off, like kind of into one of the ruined stores. And with him down, guys, or running off.
Do you think they've taken stuff from other people?
Oh, Bone, you moved over. You got an attack of opportunity too, Bone.
Finish him.
Yeah, okay. No.
His AC's down.
Okay, yeah, actually, with his AC down, that's enough to hit, and that's enough to kill him. So I think you carve him, so he staggers forward a bit, and then Jill, you clock him in the side of the head, and that's enough to drop him altogether.
Now there are wounded people here. Let's leave.
Yeah. So with that, guys, I think that will bring our session to a close. Let me quickly do the calculation for XP here. Because we want to see some levels.
That was fun.
Yeah. I am thrilled that you
Maybe
enjoyed
they
it.
have a collection of items they've stolen from other people.
That's some good thinking.
Maybe next time I won't run willy-nilly again.
Okay.
So I'll bring bones for bodyguard.
Okay, let's see
That's
here.
always a good idea.
You could also check your surroundings.
Medics have one usual purpose, and they usually run to do it. So it's
They were pretty well disguised as well too.
Yeah.
Like at the if Briz
blood.
points out, you know, you sort of like he walks up. Well, his eyes are still seeing stars. There's a tattoo on the neck that he spotted.
Yeah. So I knew these guys were from a prison gang specifically. But a swarm is attacking, killing everybody on this planet. So I just felt like, why should I penalize these guys because they happen to have been in prison? I don't know. It might be okay, but still have my hand on my gun.
How did you know that information?
because he's a shady guy with no
I
name.
recognize the tattoo. Yeah, I can't tell you why. It's a mystery.
He knows things.
I've seen things you don't want to know about.
He drinks and knows things. That is what he does. Well, he smokes and knows things, actually.
I drink because I know things.
All right, and there are 4 of you guys tonight. Guys, you are each earning for tonight 450 XP.
Nice.
Anyone ding?
No, I'm
Yes.
halfway to level.
Yes.
Nice! Congratulations,
Oh, awesome.
guys.
450 XP?
450 XP, yes.
And that's 1,300 we needed to level, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then, those are, that brings us to the end of the session. So we'll talk about what you guys are doing with your next level up. But for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for tonight's session of the Attack of the Swarm. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and we will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. Oh, I don't have here, Briz up here. There we go. Boom. Everyone's present now. In addition, there is a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server where we have channels dedicated to Starfinder. So you are, in addition to every other game we run on the channel, you are more than welcome to join us over there to ask any questions, interact with all of us are active on there, as well as a really great community of terrific folks. You are more than welcome to join us over there. There's channels dedicated to other things like finding a group, like online conventions, like setting up virtual tabletops. Lots of great people, lots of great conversations. Last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our brave members of the SDF. So, George, Jeffrey, Dave, and John, thank you so much for joining us back on Suskalon, doomed Suskalon. We'll be back again next Friday with the next chapter of our Attack of the Swarm campaign. Until then, I do hope that we've given you a few hours. Take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our members of the Susquehanna Defense Force have been encountering as they try and survive the attack of the swarm. Until we see you next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.
See ya.